The 2026 Evergreen State Kit is here, celebrating soccer throughout Washington State. Featuring a bright green base with dark and light blue accents on the shoulders and sleeve cuffs, the kit will be paired with light blue shorts and socks. Inspired by the club's Forever Green and For Evergreen motto, the Evergreen State Kit embodies the spirit, texture, and landscapes of the Pacific Northwest. Continuing the club's long and proud tradition of Northwest inspiration, the Evergreen State Kit includes 52 sparks for the 52 mini pitches built in communities across Washington by the Ray Foundation. The lower corner is emblazoned with the Evergreen State in reference to Washington's historical nickname. Order yours today at lobbingscorchers.com/kit. That's lobbingscorchers.com/KIT. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your post-match live for Match Day 4 in MLS. The Seattle Sounders just took another road victory. That's a 1-0 result at San Jose. We're going to be talking about it, breaking it all down, streaming the presser. I've got this stream up in another tab, so it's messing with me right now. Okay. We're going to be spinning the presser. We're going to be giving our takeaways. We're going to be raging at the Oligarchs for taking away Cody Baker's goal, and we're going to be taking your calls. Noah, three wins and 4 in the league to start the season. 4 wins and 5 all comps. 3-0 in CCC plus 6 goal differential. Jesus Ferreira 5 assists. Life is pretty good. How you doing? How you feeling?
Chat, are we cooking? Are we cooking right now? Because I think we're absolutely cooking right now. I got to be honest with you. This club is cooking. This win was significant. These players are playing ball. Did we just have another Austin FC moment, Ari? Did we just have another Sounders at Austin moment today? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's to that full level, but there are definitely shades of it in this situation. Maybe not as many teenagers in the starting lineup, but definitely a novelty lineup, a lineup that was rotated a lot with CCC obligations. You had the famed Pete Kingston, Nikola Petkovic double pivot. You had Tino
Everyone
Lopez.
at the start of the season was saying that's our starting duo.
Yeah, exactly. Pete Kingston definitely getting a lot of MLS starts. That was on my bingo card. You had Tino Lopez out there. You had Cody Baker out there getting robbed by the Oligarchs. It was just one of those games that in past years, this team would not win, like, to be quite honest. And most MLS teams don't win these games in these circumstances. I mean, like, if you need evidence of that, look what happened to FC Cincinnati today. They're doing the same thing that Seattle's trying to do, juggle CCC. They took a 3-0 in their first round of 16 game. Did you see the score of their game against the Revs today? Because it was 6-1. It was 6-1. And that's honestly, like, I don't think it says much about them. I think that most teams, when they're trying to juggle these competitions, that can be what happens. Like, it's really hard to balance these and still take results and not let your league form suffer. And the Sounders haven't let that happen yet. That's back-to-back 1-0 road wins. The Seattle Sounders road show, 2 wins in their first 3 road games, obviously an unfortunate L at Salt Lake. But these last 2 wins have been, I mean, fantastic results. We'll talk about the performance as the show goes on, because these are not perfect games. They're not the prettiest of games, but what they are is wins. And you can't really argue with that when you're trying to make a run in CCC and also stay afloat in the league. They're doing a good job of that right now, even if this game, this was a lot of last-ditch defending, absorbing pressure, conceding corners. The Quakes had 17 corner kicks, which I would argue
all felt like they came in the last 20 minutes of the game.
It feels like both of these last 2 games, even the Caps game, there was a lot of corner kicks conceded, and letting Seb Berhalter and Timo Werner just pump crosses, corner kicks into the box like all game, every game is not typically. It's not what I like watching. It's not typically what you think will lead to victorious results. But I think we can start there while we wait for the presser to start. I think you got to shout out the defense, and specifically Tino Lopez. I mean, that goal line clearance that he had. Am I a prisoner of the moment to say that is one of the sickest individual plays I've ever seen a Sounders CB make? That was incredible, dude. That was incredible.
He nailed
Yeah.
the audition.
Yeah.
He got the part. He is literally Timothy Chalamet. Can we start calling him Timothy Chalamet? Tino Chalamet?
I hadn't made
like,
that connection yet,
because
but
like this
you can
dude,
call him that.
this dude just crushes it. He's like Marty Supreme. He stays winning. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This guy is a winner, and here he is about to talk to us on the presser. Tino Lopez.
And Osaze, is that Osaze?
Hi, Oshan. Jeremiah, go for it, please.
Yeah, we may as well start with Tino. That's I believe your first MLS start. Got to feel pretty good. What's sort of going through your head though on that ball you cleared off the line?
Yeah, you're right. I feel amazing, and I saw the ball going, and I was like, I have to do everything I possibly can because I'm here to help the team and prove that I can play with them and help them push to win more games. So all I wanted to do was help the team, and I'm glad I was able to do that.
And then just real quick, you played for the Sounders Academy, right? Are you from Seattle, or where are you actually from?
Originally from Vegas, but yeah, I did play in the academy for my senior year of high school.
Okay, great, thanks.
All right, next question. We'll go over to Maz Vida Ferreira. Maz, go for it, please.
Hey, Paul, just real quickly, can you talk about the resolute defending by all 11, and then just how proud you are of the guy to your left in terms of, earning his spot and making a tough decision for the organization?
Yeah, that was a real gritty win. Our defense had a monster game tonight. Jackson was only planning on playing the half, and he ended up playing the whole game, and he had a great game. These two had a great game together. I thought Kingston made some huge tackles. Angie made some massive saves. I mean, across the board there were some great defensive performances. And then, this guy, and I don't think people realize quite how hard it is to stay patient in the second team system. It beats you down, and this guy's been doing it for 3 years now. And I can't say enough great things. I'm so proud of him. I remember the first preseason I was here, I think, also with us, and I thought they were going to sign him then, but they've kept him waiting. And monster game from you, just like showed he belongs here, and made some huge tackles for us. So a lot of credit to you, man.
Thanks.
All right, next one we'll go to Jorge Santos. George, go for it. George, you hear us okay? You got to take yourself off mute.
Yep. So, Paul, this is more for you, but also for Tino. Can you guys talk about what it is about Tacoma Defiance that keeps churning out great quality players for the Sounders?
Yeah, I think it's a credit to a lot of people. I think guys like Wade Weber have been setting the standard there for a long time. I think they pride themselves in picking guys with character, and that's really paid off. And you see all the guys that have signed here have an edge to them in a good way. And I think then it's credit to the players. I think ultimately the players build the pathway, right? And guys as far back as like Sam Rogers and Jackson, and then me. Jackson was who was a role model for me because he did it, and then it made me believe that I could. And I hope I'm doing the same for guys like me, that they believe that if you work hard and you take your chances when you can here, that that it's going to happen for you. And I think now we get better players coming here too, because they believe that there's a real pathway here. And then, it's down to guys stepping up when their name's called. And this guy's done that a number of times. Peter did it tonight too. Osaze and Kalani stepped up too when they came on, and then have continued to prove themselves. And I also think it comes from the veterans, because they continue to prove themselves every game, and that's the culture that is part of the Seattle Sounders.
Okay, Felipe Makeda, over to you, please.
Thank you, Alex. This is for Tino. Tino, most of the time, the man of the match is a player that makes a goal, but you save a goal. Can you share with me your emotions? What does it mean for you in your first game in MLS, and you save the team so they can win the game?
I would first say it wasn't just me that saved the team. Like Paul said, we all defended together, and that's what won us the game, in my opinion. But during that clearance, I was just putting everything on the line. Obviously, before the game, as the first start, I was nervous. Obviously, the butterflies were going, and maybe sometimes I was a little bit in my own head just because it's the first start in front of our team that's 3-0. So it was a big game for us, and to be able to do something like that and prove that I can help this team was all I wanted to do the whole game. So, but I believe we won this game because we all worked together, we all defended together, and we were able to push each other to limits that won us the game, really.
All right, we'll take one or two more here before heading over to head coach Brian Schmetzer and his availability. Jeremiah, go for your follow-up, please.
Yeah, Paul, right before the goal, it seemed like you were kind of struggling to get your touch a little bit. What's sort of like going through your head on when that ball is played into you?
Yeah, I think you're right. I started the game off a little sloppy on the 2 giveaways that I'd like back, and the position. I haven't played a lot of that position at all. Here and there in training, but I think the best players I know are able to forget things quickly, and thankfully I think I did that, and was just playing to the next play. And Jesus and I talked about that before the game, that he's got great vision, he's got a great pass in behind, and we just talked together like, hey, if he gets his head up in some of those moments in that pocket, I'm gonna run it behind the back line, and credit to him. He played a great ball, and I actually probably should have had a couple tonight because a couple of guys found me in behind. Nico, Petkovic, and the first half as well, played a great ball in behind. Peter Kingston in the second half. So that was something that we had talked about on film too, that same ball. So credit to our video team as well. They picked that out for us, and then I just had to finish off the play, and thankfully we did that. And Cody Baker got a goal too in my mind, so happy for him as well.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Congratulations once again. We're gonna let you get out of here and get on the plane home.
Thanks, guys. See you in Seattle.
All right, we'll reset the deck here for head coach Brian Schmetzer. So if you have a question for Brian, please go ahead and hit that raised hand function button for us, and we'll get started as soon as he sits down.
They're just fixing the camera there.
Yeah, you gotta get the hostage.
You gotta get. This is Kevin. Everyone say hi, Kevin. Chat, say hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Man, how do you like that media trained answer from Tino Lopez? They asked him.
Ready.
They asked him how it felt to save the game for the team, and he said, "I didn't save the game for the team. We all saved the team."
Dude,
together.
I'm telling you,
together.
That's a start.
Veteran. That's some veteran stuff right there. Like that is, you usually don't see that answer until like at least a year or two into their career. That is good stuff.
No, I don't quite.
We all won the game.
Just like put it. Listen, Ari. At the beginning of this team, I posted on our Instagram. I said, "Hello, Kitty. I am so sorry for what Tino Lopez is about to do to you." And I'm just telling you guys. The moment that Brian Schmetzer in a post-match press conference says, "Oh yeah, we're going to start Tino Lopez,"
that was he called that shot.
I knew. Wait, did Brian Schmetzer just do a "We have Paul Rothrock"?
He doesn't gas a young player like that unless he's like supremely confident that they're going to make him look good for it. So that, I mean, it is a good tell. It is a good tell.
I just absolutely knew that it was going to be a match for the kid, man. Like he said, he's been in this squad for like 3 years already. I'm loving Alex Roldan at center back. What if we just signed Tino?
I mean,
what if I signed Tino and started Tino?
I don't think that he could have made a much better case for getting on the first team tonight. Like that was, if you want to make a case, that's the type of stuff you got to go do, make game-changing, game-saving plays. He literally did that tonight. So, I don't want to anoint him as the second coming off one game, but anyway, here's Schmetz.
Brian,
6 is a really good number. It's my lucky number, actually, Alex.
I'm happy that you're happy. Would you like an opener tonight?
Yeah, sure. So when the fans see Jingle Bells, I think I spoiled it, but Tino Lopez Craig Weibel is sending something in the mail to Tino to get him signed up because the kid deserved it. And I'm also gonna
signed him.
Congratulate Tino, and I'm also gonna petition Craig to sign Peter Kingston because that kid has done enough.
Wow.
So team's in a good way. You got a happy, tired bunch of guys. I mean, they're gassed in there. They're tired, but that's a happy crew.
All right. With that, we'll get started with questions. Jeremiah, over to you, please.
First of all, welcome or congratulations on the win. If you could just talk a little bit about the total defensive effort there. I think you guys faced 25 shots, 17 corners. You only had about 37% possession, but it seemed like it was you had some control of it still.
Should have been 2-0.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about the offside, infringing the goalkeeper where Albert should have just kept running. If Albert would have kept running, he tries to get himself back on side, Cody Baker, but Paul had another chance in the second half. We had some breakaways, some half chances. So sometimes, Jeremiah, that's just the way the game goes. I know Bruce talking to him after the game. He feels a little snake bit, and rightly so. I mean, look, they were on top of us. But if you take anything away from this 3-game stretch, and even in the RSL a little bit, gritty defending, everybody pitching in, set piece defending. We talked ad nauseum about not giving up set piece goals and what they have tonight, 16, 18, I don't know, a bunch of corner kicks that we had to withstand, some free kicks from wide channel areas as well. So that's credit to Andrew, credit to Jackson. I mean, Jackson had another monster game. I mean, he should be in consideration for the March camp. But the team's defending well collectively, and then you get the individual performances like Tino Lopez to save the ball off the line, never gives up. Knew who did one the other day against Vancouver. I mean, we got guys, Cody Baker getting torpedoed, landing on his back. He's got 8 ice bags on his back right now. They all put it in.
All right, Maz, over to you, please.
Hey, Brian. I think I got this right. You started Paul in the pocket this game. What was the decision there?
Paul who?
Paul Rothrock.
No, Paul was on one side.
Yeah.
Georgi was on the other.
Yeah, he said he played a different position is what he said. Maybe I got that wrong.
Left to right.
Yeah. Okay.
And we asked him to sometimes be wide, sometimes come in the inside shoulder of the left back. But, if Paul thinks that's a new position, I don't even care. He can play whatever position he thinks he's playing. I don't care.
Yeah, he embraced it. I don't want to start anything. He embraced it.
Oh, good. I'll watch his interview and I'll talk to him tomorrow about his new position.
Thanks.
All right, George, go ahead and ask your question, please.
Coach, you had an interview over the break where you mentioned that you didn't want to be coaching while you were 70. I mean, it's still many years from now, but looking at Bruce Arena, do you reconsider your opinion on that?
You're talking about my retirement?
Well, you mentioned you didn't want to be coaching when you were 70.
No, I still stick by that. Yeah.
Okay, I would just ask you to.
I'm only 63. I mean, that's 7 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, but Bruce Arena is 74, and he seems like he's still enjoying it. So.
Oh, okay, all right. So I didn't hear that you said you included Bruce. Okay, look, I had good words with Bruce before the game. I love Dave Sarakin. Shalry Joseph is going to be a head coach one day in this league. I like this staff. I like San Jose staff. They are good professionals. Bruce is the GOAT of MLS coaches, and whether he wants to retire or not, that's his prerogative. Look, I'm 63. Where my career takes me, who knows? I'm just trying to live in this moment right now. That's what I always tell the guys. Live in this moment. You never know when it might not go your way. You might be somewhere else. You might be in front of a bus or something. But I'm enjoying this moment. I enjoyed, the last game. I actually enjoyed all the games this year so far.
Okay, next question to Felipe Beta.
Thank you. Coach Brian, Tino Lopez just mentioned that the team won not because he saved that goal and because the effort, the whole team. But I would like you to hear about the Andrew Thomas performance, because the number of saves that he had, it was incredible. Thank you.
Andrew Thomas is a #1 goalkeeper in this league. Stefan Fry is a #1 goalkeeper in this league. It's all due to Tom Dutra, the best goalkeeper coach in this league, no questions asked. Andrew took a step forward today, not just because Felipe, he made some saves off crosses. He's young, he's brave, he's such a good athlete, but his decision making, like on the one ball where Tino cleared the ball off the line, sometimes a younger goalkeeper would have, maybe come off, it might have come off his line and made a poor decision. Maybe it's a red card. There were moments in the game, and this is all the league games, where Andrew is kind of figuring out some of the nuances of his position. He's a great shot stopper. He's very good on crosses, but his mental side of the game, and look, he's had a good teacher, again, with Steph, the angles he takes for saves, all of those little things that's going to make him #1 goalkeeper in MLS. He's heading down that path.
All right, time for 1 or 2 follow-ups or first-time questions. If there are any, please go ahead and hit that raise hand function button for us if that's the case. Jeremiah, we'll take your follow-up first.
Yeah, I guess how does this set you up for Wednesday? It seems like I'm assuming you were able to get the rest you felt like you needed to get rest for.
Only Jackson. Jackson was a sub, and I wanted to get some miles off of him. But the game was there. I didn't want to take him out. Again, he had a monster game, but everything else kind of worked according to plan.
Okay, Miles, back to you, please.
Hey, Brian, the importance of, whether it's Danny Musovski or Osaze their linked up play, because even in the first goal, Danny had a play in the part there, them serving as an outlet. How important is that to your counterattacking?
Yeah, look, Gianni and Osaze, they're paid to score goals, but they're also, as you well know, Maz, they're paid to do other things. They're paid to defend because that's what I expect. They're paid to be part of the build-up to help us get from back to front. They're paid for a lot of different things. Both of those guys are tremendous players. It's good competition between the two of them. I thought Danny had a good performance tonight. Osaze, when he came on, I think his second wind, he needed to get a little bit more second wind, but he made some plays in the offensive end. So, look, I'm blessed with, 3 starting center forwards. If I talk about Osaze, Musovski, Jordan, I got a deep squad. So we're going to keep this train rolling.
And when is Jordan going to be ready? Sorry, had to sneak that in there.
Maybe Spokane, but I can say for sure if he doesn't make it, if he doesn't clear some of the last little tests, then for sure Minnesota.
Thank you.
All right, George, last one to you, please.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about Cody Baker? He was sent out on loan last year, and I think he's been doing a great job ever since he came back and played different positions. If you could talk a little bit about him.
Well, I love talking about Cody. I wish I would have been able to give him a game ball, because that would have been his first MLS goal. And Nolan Meyer, I kind of made fun of him. I made him scramble because I was going to give him a ball anyway, just because he put that much effort into the game. But, you know, Cody has proven his value. He's a tremendous young man. Whatever happens in his career, his life, or whatever, I know he's going to go far because he's dedicated. He's loyal. He works hard. He works smart. He's a great kid.
We'll leave it there. Brian, congratulations once again. Safe flight home.
Thanks, Alex.
Media, if you have any needs for Spokane, please let us know. Reminder that.
Beautiful. You're muted. Wow, it wasn't me this time.
There you have it from Brian Schmetzer. And Noah, he just broke like a lot of news. This guy, Fab Germano.
I'm literally, that whole time I was making an Instagram post. I'm posting.
Yeah, so let's talk about all that, and then I want to get to our shout outs, and then we'll take some calls. But yeah, so he said, let's go through it, that Tino Lopez, they're giving him a contract. Isn't that what he said? He was like, we're gonna send it in the mail. So that's basically effectively announcing that they're signing Tino Lopez to the first team. He also said, I'm gonna campaign Craig to sign Pete. Were you expecting that? Campaigning for the Pete signing? He did not announce Pete, but he said he wants Pete on the first team.
He wants Pete, dude. Announce Pete, but also he
announce
wants Pete. Announce
Schmetz
Pete.
is saying announce Pete.
I want every Sounders fan to reply to every Sounders tweet from now going forward. Announce Tino and announce Pete.
Let's get some announce Pete. Announce Pete in the chat. Let's go.
I wasn't expecting the Pete, but honestly, he played well. I don't think he didn't have a Tino Lopez-esque explosive game, but I don't think he needed to. He was still being asked to do a lot, but like, he held his own and played just as good as Petkovic, who, I mean, I would love to hear your Petkovic takes as well.
Yeah, well, Pete, I think when you're Pete in this situation, it can be tough because you want to have a smash and audition and make plays and like show that you should be on the first team. But you also can't be the guy who messes anything up or makes an egregious mistake. So that is an admittedly tough balance, especially for a guy that's been real on the fringes like him. Like, you can't have the play that loses the game. So he was able to avoid anything, I think, particularly close to that. He had one really nice pass that sprung Rothrock that Rothrock honestly could have scored on. Pete could have had an assist on that. And then I think just in general, he contributed to the team winning the game. So that's kind of all you can ask for, I think, from Pete in that situation. But I mean, I thought Petkovic was good, man. I thought he was good too. I thought he was good. Okay. Because like I'm trying to like be measured about him, you know, manage expectations. We've talked a lot about how these U22 hit rates are not that high. He was in kind of a less exciting situation than most. I'd say it's fair to say, coming over from Crown Legacy, like having not broken through already on another MLS team. So didn't really know what to expect, was trying to keep my expectations in check. But honestly, like I genuinely like what I've seen so far. I thought in his first cameo, he hit a couple dimes, and then he was really dominant up tonight. Some of these like through balls and switches and stuff that he can hit, it's good stuff. So I definitely, maybe they're onto something there. I don't know. Like, it's still early days, but like, I think it's encouraging to see that the first couple times we actually get to watch him play with the first team, he's doing good stuff. He's contributing. He's not looking like he doesn't belong out there or that he's not on the same page with the other guys. I think he's looking pretty good. What did you think of Petkovic?
I've been continuously happy with the way that he's looked in his small cameos. He's made some really good passes. He's looked kind of like the prospect that Charlotte spent quite a bit of money for. It makes me question Charlotte more than anything because, yeah, he didn't have an assist. He may not have had a statistical output this match, but he was
could
close.
have. He was feeding dangerous passes. He took a couple nice shots from distance that I liked. I don't mind him like trying that. I thought one of those looked pretty good. That's the kind of shot that I'm down with him taking based on what we know of his skill set. So yeah, like they gave him away for a bag of chips, and he looks pretty good on this team so far. Again, I want to be cautious on the Petkovic, but
Right.
like I would say I have liked what I've seen from him.
It was nice to see him get real minutes.
Yeah,
because you can see something in a small flash. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. He looked consistent, and he looked good. He was getting back defensively as well.
Yes, he did. He did some hard work on defense. I think he got a yellow card at one point for getting in on a challenge. So yeah, I would say I have liked what I've seen from him, like quite a bit, significantly more than I expected to. So that's pretty cool. I think that's good to know that you can put him in the starting lineup in a situation like this. And he at least looks like he's got the ability to be a plus player, like someone who can really contribute and not just get you through these games, but contribute to winning these games. And I thought he did that in this game. So that was one shout out that I had. Let's get to Cody Baker, because honestly, I had a lot of fun watching him going at it with Timo Werner. You could tell,
he
like,
owns him.
Yeah, like you could tell that the Quakes.
Timo Werner did nothing against Cody the Pitbull Baker.
And you could tell that a big part of their game plan was to spam Timo Werner down the left. I'm sure Bruce, as I would expect him to, told Timo Werner, that kid is 20 and he's from Issaquah. Like, just go at him. You'll probably get the better of him a couple times. But Cody Baker was legitimately up for it. There was a couple sequences where Timo Werner was tearing down that left flank and Cody Baker was trying to keep up with him. And he was stride for stride, bodying up with him, not backing down. That was fun to watch. Like to see an academy kid get to go against a world-class big name player like that and not just hold his own, but I think pretty much get the better of him. People in chat were saying that they thought Timo Werner looked really bad or ghosted. I didn't think so. I came out of this game thinking that San Jose is not fraudulent and Timo Werner looks pretty good. Like he looked like pretty, at least physically, like he was explosive. He was fast. He put in a couple of real nice crosses. He had that one cross in particular that really could have been a goal. Like he had two actually, where it's like, I'm sure he was probably thinking to himself, like, God damn it. Like if I had better teammates, I would have 2 assists in this game. Like a couple of them, like just they could have been finished if the teammate had put a shot on target, which they didn't. But like,
I agree.
Cody Baker and Tino Lopez, Timo Werner was going at both of them a lot, and they were up for it pretty much every time.
What I loved about Cody was he never fears an opponent. Like he's the type of guy who you can just put in a game and he's gonna be like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go. That's what I always loved about him in the Open Cup too. Like when they had Defiance playing in the Open Cup, he would just slot in. He was a leader. He was really good on the defense, and he was just up for it. He was like, yeah, I don't care that I'm playing for the Tacoma Defiance. I'm playing goddamn football right now. Like that's all I care about. And I mean, we have both been huge Cody Baker fans. We hope that he gets more run. It's awesome that he's going to be able to get more run this year as, the back line seemingly, develops into whatever it becomes. I think that's, something you said in the preseason is like, it doesn't really matter ever what the depth chart is. With the Sounders, if you're on the roster, there's a chance you could become a starter and or just an important player in general. Cody Baker went from, I think, maybe playing 1 or 2 matches last season to he started in San Jose, demolished one of the best players in the league. Timo Werner, I'm sorry, San Jose, you can say what you want about them. They're a much different, much better team. He is that whole team. He is that whole team. It
was kind of like, all right, these guys don't have like other ideas beyond this. It's a good idea in theory, but that there's not more than one of them. And I would probably do the same thing if I were in their position. He's been playing really well and you're going against a back line with young players and, he's got the pedigree and experience to theoretically exploit that. But it was kind of nice that they didn't end up benefiting from that. It's like, no, you're going to go up against Cody Baker and Tino Lopez and your team's going to get clean sheeted. That's what's going to happen in your stadium. So that was,
speaking of clean sheets, can we talk about the guy who I have been saying should have been the #1 goalkeeper for 2 years?
Yeah, that was next. That was next on my list.
You think That anyone else gets that job done? Absolutely not. Andrew Thomas was dipping, diving, floating, throwing his body, throwing punches, throwing saves, throwing ass to get that win.
Yeah.
I love this guy. He's so good. He's so good. He's so smart. What Brian said about him is like, he is so smart with the way that he plays too, when to come out, when not to. He's looking even more confident every time he plays. It's incredible. I don't know why no one was listening to me. That's all I got to say. Why was no one listening to me? He should have been doing this down the stretch of last year. He would have been doing this down the stretch of last year.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. He was great tonight. I've been kind of rolling my eyes when Schmetz gives the "I have 2 number ones" thing. But honestly, after looking at how that CCC game went, I'm like, all right, maybe yes, Schmetz, you have 2 number ones.
Yeah,
start Steph Fry and CCC. I'm fine with it. No, I can't argue with that after the game that he had.
Performance like he did in CCC, you can't say anything about that. He was nasty.
Yeah, like that was honestly, I think I said it was one of the save he had on Laborda. I think that was one of the better Steph Fry saves like ever. That was awesome.
Well,
so
I will say this was a very different match from that game. I don't think that Stephen Fry makes about half of the saves that Thomas was able to do, because a lot of the saves that Thomas was making were a lot more acrobatic. They were a lot more not backed up by his defense. He had a little bit of a shaky defense, right? You know, you have Jackson Ragen pairing with Tino Lopez. Tino Lopez played amazing, but those two haven't played much together. You would see sometimes they would get a little bit disconnected. Nuhu was playing great on the wing. Cody Baker was playing
Captain Nuhu,
no crash out.
He got an early yellow card, and I was like, all right, this is what Captain knew.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was not a yellow.
That was soft. That was
not a yellow.
Really soft. Yeah.
That was because, honestly, I have to say, I think they were biased because it was Nuhu. I think that ref gave him a yellow because it was Nuhu.
I agree. I didn't like that yellow. I didn't like that yellow either. Weak. Andrew Thomas, yeah, definitely a big shout out. Jesus Ferreira. Let's talk about Jesus Ferreira again. Another
MVP. Come on, chat. MVP.
Another class assist that gives him 5, right? In all,
he has 4 in 4 games, I think.
That was what it was after the Whitecaps game. So I think now
then 5 and 5.
And one of them was secondary. So 4 primary assists so far this season. But he's been playing fantastic. And you know, I've been kind of also taking it slow as far as victory lapping on the fact that we were saying last year that he wasn't the bust and give him time. And, you know, he really turned it on down the stretch last year, and he looks absolutely incredible to start this year. So I'm kind of ready to start victory lapping. But I'll say this, you know, I saw someone in chat said I was a Jesus Ferreira hater, but he's changing my mind, and now I've converted. That's fine. I'll let that.
You're allowed to change your mind.
You're allowed to change your mind on this podcast when you have new information. So if you originally were skeptical and hesitant on the Jesus Ferreira thing, but now you've seen how he played to end last season and to start this one, and you've decided you want to get on the Jesus train, you are welcome aboard. He has been one of the best playmakers in Major League Soccer so far to start this season. And this was another, oh my God, he dimed up Rothrock. Absolutely perfect on that goal. Just great stuff, man. Great stuff. And watching him play that number 10 role too, man, I thought he was cooking. Like, great. No notes.
Never had any notes. Never will have any notes for Jesus, the GOAT, Ferreira. Question for you.
Yeah.
I saw this pose in our group chat. Is Jesus the plan for when Albert is phased out?
Could the heir apparent?
The heir apparent?
Yeah, my reply in the group chat was that those DP escalators are going to hit so clean. Ooh. The discourse on that day is going to be great. And you know what? I'm going to support it when he becomes a DP for this club, because he's freaking playing like one right now. Like, I don't think you can deny it.
Give him the escalators.
Give him that's my point. Give him the escalators. People, the haters are going to say that you should be more ambitious than making him a DP, but like, come on now. Like,
I'm sorry, man. Does Hyun-Sung Min have 4 assists and 5 assists in 5 games? No,
no,
he doesn't. He doesn't. Do they have 4 clean sheets? I don't care what LAFC have. They don't have Jesus Ferreira. They couldn't even touch Jesus Ferreira with a 10,000-foot pole. He's so much better than their entire roster.
No, he's in good form, great form right now to start the season. So that can only mean good things. And also,
go for it.
He's starting this game like after having just played midweek. So
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Not operating with a full tank of gas in all likelihood, and he goes out there and gets the game-winning assist. So like this guy doesn't miss games. He puts it in every single game, every single week, sometimes multiple times in a week, and he's been performing. So let's give the guy his credit.
I love you, Jesus. I love you. We're big Jesus guys on this show. Big Christ supporters.
I mean, yeah. Praise be, honestly.
Can we get follower of Jesus shirts, and then on the back it's just Jesus Ferreira's face?
Yeah, we can.
I think
we should merch that up. Another shout out I wanted to get to was Jackson Ragen. That was monstrous.
Oh my god,
just crushing those headers. Poke, come on.
If he's not in the camp, genuinely, if he's not in this next camp, there's some
the game is gone.
There's some sort of video that Tim Ream has on Mauricio Pochettino and potentially his entire family. He might be holding one of the Pochettinos hostage. Because like you're telling me Tim Ream is the guy and not Jackson Ragen. Shut up.
Has he committed to Tim Ream yet? Maybe we're criticizing too early. Maybe he's going to actually
who else?
Give Jackson Ragen a chance.
Who else?
I think what was going through my mind watching this game was like, I think we might be watching an ascendancy with Jackson Ragen. Like he's been a very, very good to great center back for this team for the last few years, but I think he looks like he's leveled up. Like he's
crazy,
playing lights out right now.
Like, would you have thought that was going to happen? I didn't think he had a next gear. Like, I thought, he's like this really good center back and he's very solid. He's a very good MLS center back. Now he just looks like a worldly center back, like a center back that could go somewhere else and play and start and be really good. Like, dare I say it, in the championship, maybe La Liga.
It makes it so hard to run a game plan against this team that has any element of like pumping in crosses. Because I mean, you put it anywhere in the box where he could track it down, and it's just over. Like that's out of there.
It's just in like the addition of his distribution. There's literally I've never seen a player with the distribution like his, especially in MLS. Like you are a center back who's a shot-stopping, saving, sliding, tackling, 9-foot tall center back.
Oh my god, the double block he had.
Triple.
Or yeah, was it a trip?
Triple. He saved it 3 times.
You had the CBs were like all over the highlight reel tonight, which is not what you want, really. Like you don't want your CBs flying around doing that stuff. But when you're playing a road game on short rest with a rotated lineup, like there's going to be moments like that. You're going to have to absorb a lot of pressure like they did. There's going to probably be good chances coming at you. And the good teams are able to absorb that pressure and win in those moments. And so that's why it was great to see them be able to do that. But like with Tino Lopez out there with that, I mean, I could talk about that clearance, that goal line clearance all night. And like, I want to say too, and Schmetz mentioned this
too. That is a clearance that like 8 out of 10 MLS defenders roof into their own net.
Yeah.
The technique was fire.
Yeah, and Schmetz mentioned this, but Nuhu also had a goal line clearance in Vancouver that I don't think we gave enough shine to on the post-game show. That very well might have saved that game. It was 0-0 at that point, and that looked like it was going in, and Nuhu clears that one, goal line clearance on that one. I love how hard everybody's playing right now. Guys are putting their bodies on the line. They're flying around. They're jumping around. That's playing for the badge. That's what you need. That's what you need if you want to take results and take wins in road games like this. That's what you need. And credit to the defense these last couple games. We give them a hard time. I think, it's merited in a lot of these situations, especially with all the drop points and blown results last year. But like what they're doing right now in these games is what we were asking for them to do last year. Bear down and get it over the line. Don't give up the goal. Do whatever you have to do to not give up the goal that flips the result or changes the result. So honestly, breath of fresh air, man. The St. Louis game and this game, I know they're like ugly and grinded out and the other team looks like they're on top of you a lot, but like it's just, I love seeing them actually take wins in scenarios like that, because the reality is MLS is a freaking grind, and a lot of teams are not able to take results in situations like that. So it's a sign of a good team when you're able to do this, even if it's not like the most aesthetically pleasing or fun thing to watch of all time.
Against a team who had been humming against, I mean, granted, they had played a handful of the worst teams in the entire league in Philadelphia Union, Atlanta United, and Sporting Kansas City.
I don't think they're fraudulent. I don't think they're fraudulent.
But yeah, pretty good. I don't think they're fraudulent. I think Timo Werner's great, but I do think he can be limited. And I think a lot of other teams are going to take the Sounders playbook from this. Like, they absorbed and sprung counters like crazy. I have a question for you, Ari.
Yeah.
Do you think Georgi Manungu knows the offside rule?
We were debating that during the game.
Why is he always offside?
Hey, though, I think it actually ended up kind of helping the play on the Rothrock goal, because, maybe the defenders for like 0.5 seconds were like, oh, it was a pass intended for him. Well, he's offside. And that maybe a half-second switch. This is the narrative I'm going to be pushing. That half-second switch is what allowed Rothrock to win on the play as much as he did.
I thought they were going to call it back because he was standing right there. Like, he was technically impeding.
Okay, so
he was impeding just as much as Albert Rusnak was on the goal that they took away from Cody Baker.
And let's get into that. Let's complain about the oligarchs, because honestly, my prevailing emotion right after this game ended was I was pissed off, dude. I was tilted.
I slammed 17 blue sky posts about VAR.
It's just like I am staunchly pro VAR historically. I understand people's complaints about it, but I defend it as something that you have to make sure you're getting these calls right. And also, the times where it doesn't work like it's supposed to, get all the headlines, but you could point to way more instances, honestly, where the process is fine and they get the calls right. And there are calls that would change the results of games that they missed that they're able to pretty easily correct and make sure that nothing stupid like that happens. But dude, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting radicalized on this. The first one was the first almost crash out I had was after the Rothrock goal, when they're taking 10 to 15 minutes to look at it to try and find some reason to wave it off. You don't need to be doing that. In fact, you can't be doing that. There was absolutely it was not close to offside. It was not close to offside. You need to look at that one time to tell that he's not offside, and you keep it pushing. Stopping the game for that long to look at it. Just stop. Like, you got to keep it pushing.
No automatic. Every big league in the world has the fucking automatic lasers that tell you if they're offside or not, which I don't even agree with. I'm sorry. And maybe this is a little bit traditional, okay? I like a ref to be wrong sometimes. I like a little bit of uncertainty, things to talk about. We want to be so perfect nowadays that the problem is it ends up looping back around to where the VAR is the one always trying to find something wrong.
They're looking to try and wave them off.
And the problem is too, ARs don't do shit anymore. They don't want to raise their flag. They won't raise their flag. So plays continue. Runners are exerting way more energy than they should have, and they're getting injured because of it. I think someone needs to do a study on the amount of extra running stamina pressure that's been put since the VAR era, because ARs don't want to raise their fucking flag even when they can see it. They're like, oh, well, we need to let the play develop and then I can listen into my ear and they can tell me if I'm right or wrong or not. I'm sorry. Why do we even have referees on the field? Let's let them call it from the fucking trailer in Dallas instead of having a guy in the middle of the field. Just let them play. Who cares? Why don't they just call their own fouls? And you know what? If it's wrong, they can take it to the booth. They can watch it for 45 minutes and they can tell you if it's right or wrong. This is how it should go, Ari. This is how it should go. VAR sees something egregiously wrong. They have 30 seconds to find it and articulate it. They can send a notification and call the referee over. The referee gets 30 seconds to review the play with the VAR microphones off. VAR should not be able to directly communicate with the referee once he's viewing the board. After that 30 seconds is up, he must make a decision. If he can't make a decision within that 30 seconds, the original call stands. That is exactly how it should go. Every time they're going to the monitor, we're adding 5 to 8 minutes of stoppage time. This is happening every single match in MLS. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to watch that. It's not a good viewing experience in the stadium. It's not a good viewing experience on the TV. Maybe if you would turn the microphones of the VAR people on for the TV, it would be okay. But I honestly don't want to hear a dude who has butt stain, sweat stain on his chair tell an official who's actually running back and forth what the call should be. He understands the players better. He understands the situation, and he understands everything else going on in the game. Then again, a guy in a box eating hot Cheetos in Dallas, Texas. Why does he have any say over this? Cancel VAR or completely reform it, because the fact that center referees and AARs have no more power in the game anymore is ridiculous. And those center officials are too cowardly to stand up to the Reddit moderator sitting in Dallas. So maybe they should do something about it. But it's gone too far. We need to go backwards. I'm okay with VAR if it's very, 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 very rarely used, which it was when they first initiated it. And it has just been a slippery slope that has landed us to Cody Baker being robbed by the oligarchs. I just can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore.
I think the solution, like, you can have VAR to be able to correct egregiously wrong calls, but not have it I think a time limit is what it is. It's got to have a time limit, dude. We cannot be sitting there just twiddling our thumbs for 5-10 minutes at a time. And then, like you said, adding double digits, 8 to 10 minutes of stoppage time because you delayed the game for so long, which that affects how the game goes, the flow of the game, and potentially the result. Like the fact that Seattle should have been, close to halftime, I think, at that time. And that was after the Rothrock goal. But then there was there was all kinds of stoppage in the first half that shouldn't have been there, is my point. So yeah, it's got to have a time limit on it. We can't keep doing this. The Cody Baker goal, let's talk about that call, because it's another example of okay, if you look at it for 8 minutes, then yeah, you're gonna be able to find something on any goal probably if you look at it for 8 minutes. But was Rusnak technically impeding on that play? You could argue he was, sure, but that if they don't call that on the field, then it needs to be very, very egregious to where you can tell in way less time than that in order to wave off the goal. Otherwise, you have to leave it.
They're nitpicking. It's taken all of the fun and the questionability out of the game. Who amongst us doesn't have a story of going to a game and feeling absolutely robbed by the referees, or feeling like God was on our side that day because the official was didn't see something? I understand if there's potentially violent conduct, or there's really, really bad, an egregiously missed call. But the thing is, we need to be letting the referees in the stadium referee the game. I do not want a guy with a Call of Duty headset telling the center official that he needs to spend 45 minutes looking at pixels on a screen, and the guy with the Call of Duty headset saying, no, you just don't understand. You just don't understand. Hassani Dotson is offside. Hassani Dotson commits a foul. Reckless jumping. Blah, blah, blah. We released that whole video. The VAR have no fucking idea what they're doing. They just want to be involved. They're we get credit for this, right? We're part of the class project too, right? Bro thinks he's on the team. He's not. You're not on the team, bro. You're not on the team. You're not on the team.
Yeah, I mean, and I know we're gonna get some comments that are like, "You guys are crashing out about a call in a game that Seattle won," but it's like it's not about like the result of the game or how the game went in this situation. This is, like you said, like prevailing issue throughout the league. You're seeing this in a lot of games every week where you end up with 8, 10, 12 minutes of stoppage because of this stuff, and they got to like do something about it. So I think we can leave it there, but I'm honestly, you kind of cooked there. That was
I've had that built up for so long, and I know that there's going to be the fucking dweebs that are going to come after me for it. Well, actually, I think it's a good thing because we should be trying to get things right. No, we shouldn't be trying to get things right. I'm sorry. I want a little whimsy. I want a little excitement. I don't think everything needs to be by the textbook letter of the law. I think sometimes it's okay if they fuck up. Then I can be mad at the ref. Not, again, a hot Cheeto Reddit moderator with a gaming headset on.
I full on almost lost full composure twice during this game. After the Rothrock goal, I was literally yelling. My neighbors probably heard me. I was literally yelling like stop looking at it. Like, get the game back going. Get it back going. Like, this is done. This is done. You guys have been looking at it for 25 minutes. If you can't tell by now, you need to. And then I also crashed out when the Oligarchs took Cody Baker's goal because dude, come on. You're going to do it to Danny Leyva. Now you're going to do it to Cody Bakes. You would not be doing this if it was not these kids that you haven't heard of. You think if Timo Werner's in that exact situation?
You're letting him have that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you can call that conspiracy, but there is a 0% chance that if Timo Werner, Lionel Messi, any big star, they would not wave that off. They wouldn't. But they think they can because it's Cody Bakes and his bullshit.
I'm just saying, listen, I'm actually not going to say that. Never mind. That might get me in trouble. I do want to get your take after this incredible referee rant about a guy who we've known about his talent for a very long time. In fact, we were the original provocateurs of the agenda, but I said it last week or a couple of weeks ago that I shouldn't be surprised of how good Rothrock is every time he plays. But every time he plays, he makes the biggest impact, one of the biggest impacts in the game. I don't really know how San Jose's feeling, but they were one of the teams who allegedly made offers for them. God, that felt so good to have him bam on them. And he is so good.
It's just like the biggest thing that I've been thinking about that to start this season is just like, thank God they paid him. I literally come to a point of acceptance that he was going to walk.
Yeah,
I'd accepted it. Like, it seemed like the reports that we were hearing, and he's talking to San Jose, he's talking to Nashville. They're probably going to make him offers for more money than Seattle would, you would think, to try and get him on the team because Bruce Arena and BJ Callahan both know ball. So I had accepted that he was going to be a San Jose Earthquake or part of Nashville SC. Pretty much, I got to the point where I didn't think it was that likely that he was coming back, but they luckily got him signed. They brought him back, and they're not where they're at to start the season right now without him, with the injuries that they've had to Jordan Morris and 27 other guys. He has been kind of carrying the team in a lot of ways. Yeah. So he did it again. He stepped up and made the play when the team needed it. He's performing
also on short rest.
He's performing at a easily all-star, like borderline best 11 type clip right now. Like,
I didn't want to say it.
I said
maybe you should get an all-star shout. I don't know.
If he keeps doing this, like, he will. I don't think there's any question about it. Because the thing is, in the past, he's been kind of known as an X-Dog guy, but now he's putting up the numbers. So once you start getting the numbers, that's when you start getting more actual mainstream recognition that if he keeps playing like this, he's going to start to get that because he's coming up huge for this team every single week right now, scoring these goals. Like, doesn't it feel like he was talking about the offseason work that he did? It feels like he almost has leveled up in terms of his finishing and really just, getting the final product from those dangerous spots that he always gets into. These are not necessarily the easiest goal. Like, I don't think he made this goal tonight look easy, but like, he's got a guy right on him. It's not the easiest angle. Like, you got to be locked in to finish that. And, I mean,
also that San Jose goalkeeper, believe it or not, is one of the best goalkeepers in the league right now in the first few games. Like, he has been his statistical statistical, non-statistical, X-Dog, everything. Like, he has been very good. Daniel? It's Daniel, right? Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Anyone remember that one?
That's a throwback.
Damn, Daniel. Anyway,
let's drop the call link in the chat.
Yeah.
And get the,
I'm gonna head out once the calls start, but
okay,
I will. We cooked here. I'm glad that I got that VAR rant off my chest.
Call link in the chat right now if you want to hop on and lay down some.
I'll pin it in the YouTube.
Yeah, pin that. Yeah, anyone feel free to hop in and lay down your takes. Pretty good stuff from the Seattle Sounders right now. Four wins and 5 to start the season, all comps. Can't really argue with that. The the 1L was unfortunate, but like if you told me 3-1 in league play and then 3-0 up on Vancouver in Champions Cup, I mean, you take that all day. Hell yeah, Jordan always down to leave it off. So Noah, if you want to.
Thank you for the YouTube member.
Oh, yeah. Danny, thanks for joining. Everyone follow Danny's lead, become a YouTube member. We have a lot of bonus content that we're going to be putting out this year. We've already been putting it out. So if you want access to that, become a YouTube member. Great way to support the show.
Before I leave, please like the video. Please. There's 200 of you in here, and I know there's not 200 likes. Secondarily, please look out for our next YouTube video. You should subscribe. We did an interview with Will Bruin, and we Bruined it up. We drank some brews, and he revealed to us something shocking. His current 5-a-side teammate for indoor over 30. You will be shocked. You will laugh. You will have a great time with this interview. It's going to come out next week. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell notification, then you'll know when our videos go live. That's all I have to preview, but it is going to be a great week. I will see you all in Spokompton. Peace.
Later. Yeah, go check out the Will Bruin interview next week. And also, if you haven't yet, check out our interview with Keith Costigan, who was on the call for this game. There's a little bit of like previewing the San Jose game stuff in there, but we had discussions about other stuff that will still be timely. So if you have not watched that, go ahead and give that a click and a view as well. All right, we got Jordan and Parker in the queue. We're gonna get Jordan in here, Parker up next, and then we only got 2 people in here right now. So if anyone else wants to tap in and bask in this win, feel free. Link should be pinned in the chat. Let's get Jordan on the stage right now, though. Jordan, what's up, my guy? Thanks for leading it off as always. I feel like you're our most dependable leadoff man. Second straight 1-0 victory in the league, this time against the San Jose Earthquakes. 4 wins and 5 across all comps to start the season. 3 road goals on the Caps and CCC. Life seems pretty good. How you doing? How you feeling?
Great. I listened to the whole game. I didn't get to watch it. I literally just got home from work, so I was listening to all of the panic of all of the goal line clearances and every corner.
Have you seen the Tino one yet?
I actually did. I was able to get back and see him lay his body on the line. And I was literally thinking after the game, like, just give him Ryan Saylor's contract. Like, just give him Ryan Saylor's full contract.
Seriously.
Get him into the team, and then Brian Schmetzer comes on and goes like, yeah, he's on the team. I'm like, perfect. That's after that performance, you got to pay the kid. So I'm glad that he's on the team for sure. But man,
the difference in vibes between Tino Lopez and Ryan Saylor right now is quite pronounced.
Well, I mean, I have played as much as for the Seattle Sounders as Ryan Saylor, and one of us is getting paid to do so.
Yeah.
So it's like, just at this point, I don't even care about all the outside stuff. You haven't practiced, you haven't played, you got a graphic where you're in a Miami jersey, and I've never seen anything of you in Seattle gear whatsoever.
And Tino is like a young up-and-comer with way more upside, which I think he showed tonight. So
100%, yeah, 100%. So I think great on him, great on Kingston. I thought from what I could catch and what I could hear, yeah, he didn't have an outstanding game, but you, especially in the midfield, like Christian Rodon played like 80 billion minutes last season. Being able to have more people to rotate him with is never a bad thing.
Yeah, no, you can't have too many bodies. And really, it was good stuff from Pete and Petkovic. Like when you go back and watch, definitely keep an eye on Petkovic because this guy is hitting some nice dimes. Like I like what he's doing.
From what like I said, what I could catch when I was listening to, this is probably his best performance. I mean,
it's really his only like extended action, so there's not a lot to compare it to. But like I think both of the like he had a really brief cameo and then he played 60 plus minutes in this game, and across those two appearances, I would describe it as actively good. Like it's been
I mean the pass he makes to Rothrock was a great pass. I mean, especially since one of the times he's come on as a 10. So to see him be able to move back a line and still, be able to pull strings, maybe that's a little bit better, putting his body on the line. I mean, they gave the man of the match to Paul Rothrock. I get it. He scored the goal, but
should have been Tino or Andrew Thomas or Jackson.
Ragen was literally like every corner. The first name I hear, and there's Jackson Ragen.
Yeah.
Always. It was always Jackson. So I do want to say, and this, don't just let me get to the whole thing. Don't kill me when I say it.
Cook.
The original signing of Jesus Ferreira for what it was supposed to be was a flop and is a flop because the number on his back is 9. He was brought in to be the goal scorer, to alleviate the load for Jordan Morris. The signing of Jesus Ferreira as a creative player has been one of the best signings in recent history, hands down.
I think that's a perfect way to frame it. And I've kind of been trying to get at that recently. And that's why, like, honestly, we go back and forth with the anti-Jesus crash out brigade, but I honestly understand that, especially early last year when he wasn't scoring and the whole offense didn't look very good. It did look like it was not going to go well, but like you said, it just ended up hitting, but in a different way than we all expected, because his work as a creative focal point and facilitator is excellent, but we also talk all the time about how hard he works, how good he is defensively, and how good he is at pressing. That's the thing I like the most about him. He is such like an intelligent presser that is it's like a subtle skill, but it's not as easy to do without leaving yourself exposed. There's so much like timing to it that he's just so good.
Yeah, it's a huge team thing for sure. Like you need that person who will press from the front, and it's not normally your striker, even though you're like, well, he's the guy up top. It's normally your 10, and Jesus Ferreira is willing to run down the ball. I also really love this, as I will forever hate the San Jose Earthquakes. I literally drove to Sacramento to watch them and cheer on the Sacramento Republic, even though I don't watch them whatsoever.
Why do you hate the Quakes?
I will never forgive Chris Wondolowski for missing an open net against Belgium. That
okay, you're one of those guys. One of the
so I will never. I will hate that man until
he also bammed on the Sounders a lot in his career. So that's
that World Cup was actually the World Cup that really got me into, like, I fell in love with Clint Dempsey in that World Cup. And then I was like, well, I know nothing about soccer outside of the men's national team. So where does Clint Dempsey play? Seattle Sounders? All right, boom, there it is. And then since that point, then I paid attention like the whole way through. So, plus Timo Werner being a former Spurs player, I'm so glad that they lost. I hate Timo Werner. He will never impress me. He is one of the list of players who, no matter what they do in this league, because I know what they should be or what they should have been, they will never impress me. Yes, he played great today, but when he first came up as a big name before his move to Chelsea, he was one of the best, most exciting strikers in the world, and then never hit that ever again.
Yeah, he never really hit the level that he was.
So he's like probably one of 3 players where I don't care how many trophies they win, assists, goals in the MLS, you can never get me to be impressed by them. And so I'm so glad that
Cody Baker took his lunch money.
Two kids just absolutely bullied him off the park. He ran. They literally okay, so we ran down the wing. what if we do it again and again? And it never worked. And the rest of his team, like you said, they failed him. The amount of times I hear Timo Werner puts the ball into the middle and then no one's ever there.
He was getting pissed. He was getting pissed.
He's a striker. He honestly, him playing on the wing has only been in development, I would say, probably in the last 2 or 3 seasons of his career.
I thought he looked pretty good out there. He's fast. And,
his speed is the main reason he's been moved to a winger.
He put in some nice wide service. I thought that the chances that they did have, it was him winning his 1v1 out wide and then just putting in a low cross that looked pretty dangerous a couple times.
But I mean, listen, a road win, 1-0. It's a defense fest, but that's what it takes on the road. You know, it needs to be like that. Should there have been a second goal? I agree with the fact that it was called offside. I don't agree with the fact that it took so long.
That's my issue.
The second, the two VAR things I'll go through real quick. The first thing you need to look at is Paul Rothrock onside. Yes, boom, done. The second thing is, does Georgi Manungu go to touch the ball? No, he doesn't. Boom, done. VAR should have been done that quickly. It should not have taken as long as it did. The second one, the second the referee gets called over and they show the clip from behind, and yes, I know he doesn't touch the ball, he doesn't make an attempt, but when you can see the fact that the ball literally bends around Rusnak and the goalkeeper has no line of sight, it should have been instantly, boom, offside, impeding.
See, I could have even lived with that. I could have lived with that.
It's
the length of time. It's the
fact that it took that long. It should never take that long when it is clear and obvious. The fact that it took the VAR guy forever to go through it and then took forever for the referee to go through it. Like, he watched that replay 5 times. Very obviously, after the first replay, I would have blown the whistle. I'm done here. I've seen what I need to see. He's impeding. No goal. And then move on with our lives.
No need to watch it 27 times. You just don't.
But it didn't matter. They can't stop us. Another road win. Hopefully an easy game in Spokane this week. And just enjoy it. Enjoy the vibes. Enjoy the wins. The season's still new. But I'm very quietly optimistic that we won't have to wait another 3 years for a trophy like it has been. I'm thinking there's something coming home this season.
Hell yeah, I love that. Well, Jordan, we're going to get Parker in here, but thank you so much for calling in and leading it off as always, brother. We'll catch you on the next one. CCC up next.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Take care. All right, we got Parker up next, and then no one else in the queue. So if you want to hop on and lay down some takes, tap in right now because we got to get it queued up. We got no one in after Parker, but we're gonna get Parker in right now, and we're just gonna let him cook until someone else signs on. Parker, thanks for tapping in as always. Good to see you. Another win on the road. This time 1-0 at San Jose. 4 wins and 5 across all comps. 3 road goals on the Caps. How you doing? How you feeling?
Yeah, Schmetz saw his shadow today. Like Groundhog Day, he saw a shadow, and I'm gonna.
Oh, okay. I was like, not sure what he's getting at there.
Yeah, I was like gonna try and let it.
I got you.
Okay. He doesn't get sassy like that unless he knows something that we don't know.
Yeah.
There's like a happy sassy that he could be, and then there's like a grumpy, like, I don't want to talk to him kind of thing. Today was like, I think he sees the writing on the wall, and we're going to have several wins just over the next few weeks. I'm excited.
You're feeling good about the Seattle Sounders Roadshow. That's what they're calling it. And
exactly
2 wins out of 3 for the Seattle Sounders Roadshow so far. And, you know, the one that they lost, apparently that team is hella good. So I didn't know that when they played, but that's actually turned out. I'm looking at that loss now, and I'm like, I mean, they have a bunch of high school demons that are apparently really good. So
Tatum and Tanner or whatever, but
yeah, you can just write that one off. I'm not
Yeah,
not trying to mess with Aiden and all them.
No, even Schmetz said, I'm happy with every game this season. I'm like, oh wow. On another point, Andrew Thomas, it's so insane. I understand. I'm honestly like, I don't even know how to explain it. Just the fact that we waited so long to put him in as number 1, and that it was even a conversation, because he has played well every time he's been on the field for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy that Fry is that good that there's a competition for Andrew Thomas, because there really shouldn't be. Andrew Thomas, he's him.
He looked like him tonight. But then Steph looked like him in Vancouver. So like
I was like,
I was telling Noah, like when Schmetz was given the whole "I have 2 1s" line, I'd be like, okay, Schmetz, okay. But then like when I looked at how Fry played in Vancouver, I was like, okay, fine. You have 2 1s, fine. Start whoever, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense because he was playing like a star, but I'm glad he's playing there. But I'm really glad that Andrew Thomas is playing here. To that end, Andrew Thomas's performance tonight, that was like a 70-point season kind of performance. Like,
yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Right?
Like the teams that end up with those crooked totals, they get 3 when most teams would take 1 or 0. And the St. Louis result and the San Jose result, those are those exact type of wins. Like if you go through Inter Miami's points record season, you will find it littered with 1-goal wins that were like super gritty and ugly on the road, but they were such a good team and had a lot of good mental toughness, I think, on that team. And they were able to win games that they probably shouldn't have. And this qualifies to me as a game they won that they probably shouldn't have. I mean, you were so rotated. And
there were so many, even forget the rotation. The saves that Andrew Thomas had were like honestly spectacular shots where it was perfect placement, high pace. I'm not trying to like gas up the other team here, but Andrew Thomas, like he's just him.
Yeah, no, and I mean sometimes you need your goalkeeper to stand on his head, and that's what both of the goalkeepers have done. And let's shout out the defense too, because like we were talking about, 2 goal line clearances in the last 2 games. Knew who had the one in Vancouver, and then this Tino one tonight. Oh my God, I'm gonna be watching that one forever.
I was screaming. I just accepted that it was going in, and then I was like, I'm pretty sure I like woke up some neighbors or something. I don't know, but it was amazing. Question for you. Would you rather have us play with more possession or defend like we did tonight? Because as far as I'm concerned, the amount of corner kicks that we didn't get scored on is probably better than our last 3 years.
Yeah, I just think when you're on the road, you can say that you want to play with possession, but then the reality is like this type of game, you're going to have to absorb and counter and probably yield a lot of the ball. I will say in both of these games, they have been yielding a lot more of the ball than I would prefer. I think they've been pretty not great at all in possession, and there's been a lot of not good giveaways. And they also, for as highly as we can praise the defense, I think it's fair to say that they're pretty fortunate to not have conceded a goal. It's a kind of goddamn miracle that they've clean sheeted both of these last 2 games, given the chances that both of those teams have had. So it's fair to point that out. They've also had chances on the other end that they were unlucky not to score. So that's why when you start doing the like, oh, well, Vancouver could have had 2, but then it's like, well, Seattle honestly had 2 more chances that were just as good as those Vancouver chances. So like, so it would have been 5-2 instead
of. What are we
of
talking about?
3-0. Like once you start doing, that's the issue with the it doesn't count stuff, because it's like the standard it applies equally both ways. So that's why I'd never try to get into that. But I mean, get to the original point. Like I think they need to be better in possession to keep racking clean sheets. Too many giveaways and way too many set pieces conceded too. Not just the corner kicks. They conceded 17 corner kicks tonight, but then you had that one where Osaze felled him right on the edge of the box. It's like you're asking to get scored on. And especially with these 2 teams, Sebastian Berhalter is probably the best set piece taker in the entire league right now, and Timo Werner is Timo Werner.
Possibly.
If you're just if you are just letting those 2 guys pump, you can't keep giving them those. They got lucky. Fry made an insane save on one of them in Vancouver. Andrew Thomas made an insane save on one, maybe more of them tonight. So they got to clean that up, but also ends justify the means in these situations. Like you take the win, like especially with this lineup. Yeah. So
we can't just claim the ends justify the means if it's happening by accident.
Yeah. I get. Wait, what? So you mean if what's intentional?
If we're winning by letting them bam on us in in the 18-yard box, then I don't know I wouldn't claim that as ends justify the means, because we're just lucky.
Yeah, but like you do need luck in these situations too. Like this could have easily been.
I'm okay with the
1-1.
clean sheet. I got no problems with us coming over with a clean sheet.
This could have been a 1-1. Like, I will say that the Tino clearance, that play is a goal most times. Like, that kid just made an insane
in
play.
Every other multiverse, 100%.
Yeah. Well, Parker, we got James up next, but you got any final thoughts and takes or observations you wanted to get out there? Yeah, please.
Well, first of all, thank you for everything you guys are doing. This is awesome. Love how this is rolling. But did Schmetz drop some news about Cody Baker? Did something slip? He said, whatever happens to him in the future, I'm hoping him the best. So is there like a secret offer under the table?
I didn't catch that.
Now?
Maybe.
It sounded like there may have been an Easter egg there. I don't know.
I hope not, because this was probably his best game as a pro. He didn't play all that much last year, but I thought he was another one tonight where it's like, when you are called into duty, will you step up and will you come through? And he did. Timo Werner was going at him. Timo Werner was absolutely going
he looked like
him.
a pro tonight. Baker.
Yeah. And he wasn't backing down from Timo Werner, which, when you're 20 years old and you got Timo Werner running at you down the left flank, that can't be that's not an easy situation to be in per se.
Mm-mm.
So that was great to see. And honestly, I love that stuff, watching the academy kids like going blow for blow with
100%.
Timo Werner. That's the best content.
Nothing gets me more excited. Thanks for having me on.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Parker. As always, great call in, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, we got James up next, and then no one in the queue. So if you guys want to keep the queue churning, hit that link and tap on in. But we're going to get James on right now. James, how's it going? Good to see you. I feel like it's been a while. Thanks for tapping back in. 1-0 win.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
1-0 win over the Quakes, coming off a 3-0 at Vancouver and another 1-0 in St. Louis. What are you seeing so far, just overall this season, James? We haven't caught up.
I would like to respectfully disagree with your previous point. I think we've looked very good as an absorb and counter team against Vancouver and San Jose. I think that that's sort of pointed a direction for the future because putting up 3 against Vancouver, and then we had a very good first half in this game. I think in some ways we're better built for that. We don't have Morris's raw pace at this point. Maybe Morris doesn't have his raw pace at this point, but Rothrock and Areola are clever runners. They're hard workers. Jesus is obviously capable of finding them. Petkovic looks like he's capable of putting balls through. So I think that that's a direction that we should look at going, playing into that more rather than using more of the horseshoe of death.
That's not the direction I thought you were gonna go with it. I think there could be some merit to that. Maybe it's just like I don't know, man. When I'm watching them just under absolute siege for like 15, 20 minutes at a time and conceding corners every 5 seconds, that I think there's a balance with it where you can, especially on the road, like you have to do that sometimes. But like there were times tonight where I was like, okay, just chill it out, knock it around, keep possession a little bit. And they've been kind of sloppy in possession these last couple games in a way that I think, like, if you're trying to absorb and counter, you still can't be like giving it away and conceding 17 corner kicks. So that would be my thought on just the way the games have panned out with them sort of playing like that.
I think that's fair. And there are going to be teams that are not flying quite as high as Vancouver and San Jose. That are going to be willing to bunker against us, and then we've got to have something in our toolkit to kind of unpack that. But I do think that this could be something that we can lean into more. I thought that Jesus was really good in the first half.
Yeah.
Not just the through ball, but he was all over the place. He was getting back defensively. He was pressuring from the front. And I just think that second half was a lot dodgier. Did something change at halftime?
I don't know if something changed at halftime. Oh, you're getting to the, I see where you're going with this. I mean, I will give you this, James. I will give you this. It was not a good Rusnak game. The giveaway on the goal line clearance play was bad. And then also Schmetz even pointed out that like if he had continued running to get back onside, the Cody Baker goal counts. So yeah, not great. You know, I think
so
I would
bad for Cody.
Yeah, not damn it.
You just hate to, you know, I mean, nothing hurts more than one of the kids putting it in the net and it getting called back.
And it happens to this team with every one of them, man. Like, come on.
It does seem to, yeah.
What the hell?
What are your? Sorry, I got here kind of late. I was making dinner. What are your thoughts on Musovski versus Osaze?
Oh man, the age-old debate. You know, what I struggle with is it seems like Moose is the more likely to score at any given time. And I think this was also not a good Moose game, but I think leading up to this game, I think he's been playing well. Like he's been getting in his good spots. He's barely missed a couple of goals. He had the one at RSL that should have tied it, but like Roth, I was a borderline offside call on that. So to me, at least leading up to tonight, if you ask me who's more likely to get on the score sheet, I would say Moose pretty easily, and that makes me feel like he should maybe be starting the games of consequence and Osaze should be spelling him. But then I'm curious what you think of Osaze because he hasn't scored yet, and Schmetz did say before the game that they need to get him going. But I feel like he's offers significantly more as far as like dirty work, hold up play, facilitating, really playing within the offense more. I think he actually is doing well with that stuff. But I also, when it comes to a 9 who's not scoring goals, the like, oh, their hold up play is good or their facilitator work is good. That can be cope sometimes for the reality of the number 9 needs to be putting the ball in the back of the net at the end of the day. But I feel like I kind of switch week to week on this, but coming off of this game, I'm like, I feel like the offense runs better as a whole with Osaze in there because of all the other stuff he does. But Moose also is probably the guy I trust to score more. So I don't know. What do you think of it?
I think it sort of depends on what the prognosis for Jordan is, because if you expect that he's not really going to be able to go 90 minutes very often, then I think you want to lean into Osaze, because I think he's got, in some ways, he reminds me of Will Bruin in that he's got all the physical tools to be a bruising MLS target man, but he doesn't really want to play that way. You know, you see him dropping out, dropping back, drifting out wide, trying to take people on. It's like he's got all the physical tools to be like a Brian McBride type player, but I think his instincts need a lot of work. There's a lot of times where, apart from the Cody Baker quasi assist, where it's just he's not running through his options in the one in
Vancouver where he should have laid it off to Areola. That's one where I'm like, oh man, just pick your head up and you actually have the space to lay that off. He's wide ass open. I'm hoping that as because he's still like, he is 24, but he's still relatively inexperienced, like playing in top flight leagues and stuff. I'm hoping that that's stuff that can develop. I think it can, but like there are some of those moments. Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm thinking. If you're expecting that Jordan is going to be able to come back and is going to be your starting number 9, then I think you play Musovski now because he gives you the better chance of scoring. But if you expect that Jordan is going to be out a lot, or that when he comes back, he's not going to be the Jordan that we know and love, then you go with Osaze and let him grow into that game and get that experience. Because Musovski reminds, there's a famous quote by Cruyff where he's talking about Pippo Inzaghi, where he says, the thing about Inzaghi is he can't play soccer at all. He's just always in the right place. And that's how I feel about Musovski.
It does kind of feel like that.
He's really good at getting open. He's really good at creating space. He's really good at drifting away from his man. And he's quite bad at everything else.
But he's so good at the most important. Yeah.
I mean, there's a role for that. It's like, you know, this is MLS. I mean, there's a structural imbalance between what you pay your attackers and what you pay your defenders. So a guy like Bradley Wright Phillips can come in from League One and just start scoring by the bucket full. So there's a role for that. But I think that the ceiling for Osaze, if he gets those minutes and if he gets acclimated to the team and gets more experience, he can be more than that. Yeah. And so if you don't think that Jordan is going to come back and reclaim the spot anytime soon, then stick with Osaze, because it hasn't been bad.
No. In fact, I would argue, I know some people probably disagree, but I would argue that he really has done a lot of good stuff that has helped the team take results and take wins in these games outside of the score sheet. But like, again, Schmetz literally said, like, we need to get him scoring. We need to get him going. And they do. Like, you can't have the 9 that's like all dirty work or all hold up. You know, you gotta be scoring goals. So I think the whole situation at the 9, it feels pretty fluid right now. It seems like they're going with Osaze as the first choice. I don't mind rotating them like they have been right now. I feel like the coaches know better than me what the best course of action is there. But Schmetz did say that Schmetz said that Jordan could get minutes in Spokane, and if not, the game after that. So he's like about to be back. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. But you would hope that, based on how things have gone over the last year in that regard, that if there was a chance that was too early, that they should not be rushing him. And I don't think they are rushing him. But that is sooner than I was expecting at least another week or two there. So we'll see what happens with that.
I mean, I think I do wonder what how he's going to play. I mean, I think that the injuries and age are going to take out that lightning pace that he's built his career on. But you know, I don't think he's half bad as a target guy. I think that if he leans into that, you know, starts lifting heavy and kind of, you know, redefines his game. Look, he's going to be a DP for the next 2 years. I don't expect him to have 2016 Jordan speed at that point. And if he doesn't have 2016 Jordan speed or even 2023 Jordan speed, he's not really a DP. So I think that he's just going to have to adapt his game. And maybe, you know, it seems like the sprinting is what does him in. I mean, I'm no physiologist, but I mean, if trying to get off to a, you know, quick start like that keeps resulting in injury, maybe try to be more of a target guy, because I think he could do it.
I think he kind of has been drifting more towards that over the last couple years. Or last year, he didn't get to play a lot, obviously, but I felt like when he did, there was more kind of pure target guy type stuff. And I think he can do that. And it's just kind of tough because, like, every time he's played, like every time he did play last year, it felt like he was scoring goals. It's just like they absolutely have not been able to keep him on the field. So I'm sort of like, at this point, kind of looking like anything you get from him as a bonus right now. Like, I think you've got a pretty good rotation going, and you know, you've got a ton of injuries to work through. But honestly, the fact that he's as close as he is to coming back, let's see what maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the time where they can get him in a run of games. James, we got Tribe in the queue up next, but anything else that you wanted to hit from this game or the season moving forward here? You know, Tino, Lopez, Petkovic, anything at all?
Petkovic, I was worried about him as a central midfielder because I didn't think he could handle the defensive side of it, but he impressed me, and his passing looked really good. And going forward, I think it's clear that Jesus should be the number 10. I think that I think we obviously looked a lot better in the first half, and even in Vancouver, Rusnak was not involved in any of those goals. Those goals all happened around him. So I think I think we've got a lot of evidence from these two games, and even going back to Leagues Cup of last year, that the ceiling is going to be higher with Jesus at the 10. Are
you going to be supportive of it when the Jesus DP escalators hit?
I'm sort of resigned on the DPs because I don't expect Hanauer to go out and buy Verterame or even like a $6-7 million player. So Jesus as a DP would be better than what we have now, and it's not like, you know, we some people looked at the Morris thing like, oh, that was such a stupid move because now he's taken up this DP spot. And my point is, we weren't going to sign anybody for that anyway. So
yeah,
it's a
no,
wash.
way too broke for that. Are you kidding? Yeah.
And so I think, I mean, I'll end on this then. We would be better, even if we don't sign anybody, simply by putting Jesus in that number 10 instead of Rusnak there.
Honestly, I'm not against the Jesus getting more run at the 10 agenda. Like, I think that he has been playing that well, and it looked really good in that first half. Like, he only got the first half because they were rotating for CCC, but like, he's just been on point in general to start the season. Well, James, thank you so much for tapping in. Great stuff, man, as always, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Have a nice night.
Yeah, take care. All right, we got Tribe up next, and then no one in the queue after that. So if you guys want to keep it rolling, go ahead and queue up, and we'll let Tribe cook for a few minutes here. Before we do that, let's hit this super chat or YouTube member, Avenging Syndrome, member for 10 months. Thank you for the support. Is Snyder B starting center mid over Hassani, given he didn't start today, or am I just reading too much into it? Well, Hassani has been in like concussion protocol. So I honestly haven't heard anything or don't remember hearing anything about an exact timeline on that. But for now, like the fact that Snyder didn't start tonight, I think that means that they're going to be rolling with him in that spot for leg 2 of CCC, which I'm in support of. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Snyder has been a huge positive so far this season. All right, let's get Tribe in here. We got to hear what Tribe has to say about all this. Again, link should be pinned in the queue, so if you guys want to tap in, feel free. Lay down some takes, bask in the win. But let's get Tribe in here. Tribe, what's up, man? 1-0 win at San Jose. Second straight 1-0 win on the road in league play. Also, a trio of road goals against the Vancouver Whitecaps. 3 wins out of 4 in the league. 4 wins out of 5. All comps. CCC run on the table. What'd you think? How you feeling?
That was a terrifying game, man. First of all, I'll just say this. The Rusnak hate is unwarranted. 50 goals, 50 assists. We haven't had a number 10 as good as him since Nicolas Ladero. That's just the first thing that we have to get out of the way. Second, Jesus Ferreira is good. Not a number 10 in my opinion. I think he should be on the wing and maybe start him on the wing. And he likes to sort of come inside as a false number 10 a little bit. Yeah. That's probably the better option. I don't want him as a number 10. I want Rusnak there because he always finds a way, and that's a more safe option, as it has been for the past season, hasn't it? But with all that being said, we need to sign Lopez. Just sign him.
Schmetz announced that they are. He literally announced
they are.
Yeah, he announced that.
Sorry, I didn't watch the presser. I was watching.
He said in the presser. He literally said in the presser, "We're gonna have like something in the mail for him, like the contract." And then he also said, "Tribe." He also said that he's gonna campaign to Craig to sign Pete Kingston.
That, if I am if I'm one of those two listening to that from someone like Brian Schmetzer, I am just passing out with my ego just going through the fucking roof, bro. That's Brian Schmetzer saying that. But no, I didn't see the pressure because I was watching USA versus
Tino signed. Tino signed or signed.
That's incredible. He is just a defensive masterclass in this game.
That goal line clearance. Oh my god!
But without Thomas, though, without that incredible touch from Thomas, who somehow got handed that. Another thing, Thomas, in my opinion, is now the best keeper in MLS. In my opinion, I think the Dane St. Clair train, fuck that shit. How did he ever win that best keeper? He's horrible. He is horrible. Look at the goals he concedes. I could save that, and I'm a D2 keeper, bro. I could save that, and I'm a D2 keeper. He's horrible. But and I'm also pretty fat, so that's another thing that should go against Dane St. Clair. So, besides that, this whole game was a show of how strong the Sounders can defend and how good they are defensively in their own box, as they've been known to do forever now. This is how they win championships. This is what we did to LAFC. We almost beat the Galaxy to get to the MLS Cup final 2024 by defending in our box at times. We did it to LAFC to even get to that game. We did it many, many times against Minnesota last year, except we got pretty unlucky. That game was a little bit more open than this one, but our counterattack is the difference that separates those teams from this team. Our counterattack, every single time we went forward in numbers, it was either a shot very close to going in or in the back of the net. That was called offside, but that's pretty unlucky. And this is why Brian Schmetzer is so underrated, how he sets up these little tactical adjustments throughout the year to make the squad, even if it isn't the most deep squad, every squad is better tactically and more dangerous. It's something brilliant about him. But what are your takes on it? I'm very curious.
I think it's a great shout. Like the ability to absorb pressure like that and not concede and maintain clean sheets, especially in these road games when you're the Seattle Sounders road show right now and you're playing like 6-7 on the road in a row on the road. Like it is. You're going to have sequences of games where the other team is on top of you, where they're generating chances. There's no getting around that. You're not going to be able to control the game, dictate tempo, and get on top of the other team for all of these road games. So exactly what they did tonight. Like tonight was more living on the edge than you like to see. I think
horrifying.
It was pretty horrifying, but I think it was character building. Ultimately, That's how I'm choosing to look at it. Like these are coaches talk a lot about like how teams need to learn how to suffer together. I think this was an example of that. And it is something that this team is good at and why they have been able to take so many good big time results on the road over the years. And it's honestly something that I felt like they weren't doing at the level that they usually do last year. Like I feel like last year they draw this game.
Sorry. How often do you see the Sounders go through these defensive performances and at the very end just concede a goal?
Exactly.
Like last year, and every single time. I can't think of them. And it's different now because, I mean, to be fair, our defensive star, Jackson Ragen, dude, Tim Ream should not be at the fucking World Cup, man. I will just lose my mind if that's actually happening over Jackson Ragen.
I like how the emergence of Jackson Ragen has turned the Sounders fan base against Tim Ream. Tim Ream's like, I'm just doing my thing over here. Goddamn, catching strays.
He's like an old Walker Zimmerman, bro. He's like an old Walker Zimmerman that can't fucking run 5 feet without colliding and staying on the ground for 15 seconds, bro. Seriously, did you see what he was like against Inter Miami? Nothing, bro. He did nothing, bro. And if Jackson Ragen would have cooked Miami. He did cook Miami in the Leagues Cup final. And even in that game that we did lose right after, he still cooked. Jackson Ragen should be starting. Yes, starting at the World Cup. He's better than any center back in the history of the United States, bro. And he should
hell yeah.
He should be wearing the red, white, and blue, bro. And I honestly think he should be candidate for Defensive Player of the Year already based off of what he's done. The last thing I want to say though, and it is about Georgi Manungu. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed at the system. I'm very disappointed at
okay, we're gonna make it about the system. I like this. Keep going.
We are. Hang on. We didn't ride the Georgi wave when we needed to. We gave it to someone else. We should have shared it, you know? It's like the elitism with surfing, right? You let someone else have the wave because they're local. You can't do that. Give Georgi a little part of that wave and just surf it out because he was cooking then. I think if we give him more minutes, he'll start to get back how he was last year. As of now, Rothrock is better.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you could take Rothrock off the field for Georgi right now. For what it's worth, I thought Georgi had some good moments tonight. He had there was one play where he did the classic, he gets to the end line before the defender and puts in the cross. That was one of the better chances Seattle had on the night. And then whenever they put in long balls for him to just go run down, it's still fun to watch. There was the one where he took the longest first touch. I think Keith Costin even said on the broadcast, he was like, that might be the longest distance first touch I've ever seen. But he almost ran that down and got on a breakaway. He was very close. So
it was
I thought it was it wasn't a bad Georgie game, but it felt like he didn't kind of. It just feels like he's so explosive and there's so much raw talent there that you should be getting more impact in a game like this. But he also is just coming back from injury like everyone else on the team. So
fun statistic about Rothrock: 3 nutmegs in 4 games.
I didn't know that stat.
Yeah.
So he's scoring goals and styling on you, man.
Yeah,
that's
every
crazy.
time he's at the corner, it seems like he nutmegs someone. He did it this game. He did it against Real Salt Lake and against who was the first one? Colorado. I don't think he quite did it against Vancouver, but no, I gotta
That's
go.
what he's got to do. He's got to do that in Spokane.
Absolutely.
Well, Tribe, we got Timbo up next, but thank you as always for calling in, bro. Are you going to Spokane or are you going to be?
I am. I couldn't get the tickets on time, bro.
Oh yeah, that sold out way fast.
They were gone. If you have any extra, I will pay you and hit me up, bro.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll see you on the post-game show either way. Thanks for calling.
I got you, brother. Cheers.
Take care. All right, we got Timbo up next, and then no one else in the queue. I'm probably going to be going in the 2-ish hour range. We're at 1:45. So if you want to get your takes in before we call it a wrap for the night, tap in right now, and I'll get to as many as I can in the relative vicinity of being on for 2 hours. But let's get Timbo in here right now. Timbo, welcome to the show. Thanks for calling in. 1-0 win at San Jose, coming off another 1-0 win at St. Louis in league play. 3 road goals against the Vancouver Whitecaps and CCC in between that. What did you think? How are you feeling?
It's been a bunch of great away games. I think the one thing we need to think about, we're 5 games into this season, 4 in league play. There have been years where we did not have this good of a start, especially with aways. We're giving away aways. We need to be I'm a very grateful Sounders fan tonight, frankly. 3 away shutouts too. I think that speaks a lot to not just the 2 awesome goalies we have, but the quality of the defense as a whole, amongst your starters, amongst your people on the bench. I think this is something we talked about in the offseason, that it wasn't the issue with the Sounders was not an offensive issue. It's a defensive issue. We were giving up too many goals. We could do a shootout with LAFC, with Galaxy, with some of these big teams, but if we're not keeping goals out, and I've seen 2 games where you've had not the goalie make the huge stop. It's been a defensive player coming over, whether it's Nuhu, whether it's Lopez tonight. Time to pay the man, at least with Lopez.
They did.
They
apparently are.
Favorite things coming out of this has been seeing Captain Nuhu. I think that side story for me right now has been very entertaining to see. Kind of, again, the last time we talked on the show was this maturation, this growing up, so to say. We're seeing our boy finally grow up and lead a team, and this was kind of a big note for Nuhu's campaign this year. A first-time captain, first-time win. I think that's a big note to kind of take away from this as well for any Nuhu detractors. That you got a yellow card early on, but I think
maturation. He didn't get the second yellow.
Didn't get the second one. That's really key. Whereas we got coaches of certain teams getting their second ones all the time consistently, and I'll let people look at Miami and see their coach get sent off tonight. That's not the first time he's been sent off.
No, it's not. No, and
it's
not the first Inter Miami crash out that I've ever seen. I've seen a couple in addition to that as well. At least no one got spat on for this one. So
this is true. And
I guess they're maturing. They're maturing as well.
Right.
Let's stay on the defense, because that is, I think, the thing I'm most pleased with right now. Like we've been talking about, these were just situations that last year, the 2025 squad, 1-1s this game. Like, and in the St. Louis game and this game, I couldn't help myself from feeling like the panic of like, God, they're gonna give it up. They're gonna give it up. And then even after
we saw that one time last year when we had the game, same kind of circumstances. I think it's one goal up, right? We had the shutout, and then we just gave a fluke goal at home. Like I remember Yamar.
Yeah.
And it's these things happen, but I think this is not happening now. And you can tell they're making notes to do that. That they're telling players essentially to come up. If your goalie, in the defense of how it rolls out, your goalie only has so much of that goal. That defensive player's coming over to make that stop. That's not a fluke. That's taught.
Yeah.
Trained.
And when the Oligarchs took away the Cody Baker goal, I definitely let my mind go to now here's where they give it up. Of course, because there's all this stoppage time too, but they didn't. So I think that's just, I think it's encouraging from the defense. I'm not gonna declare them out of the woods from last year's issues just yet. It's still a small sample, still the beginning of the season, but these were the exact types of games that they were blowing last year. So to see them see two of them out back to back on the road, tough environments, like that's great stuff.
This is a big collection of away games that we haven't seen before because we're kind of doing renovations at home or whatever you want to call the stuff going on with the World Cup. We don't have a home base right now. This is a good time to pick up some points because it's going to be, I would argue it's going to be easier at home on a nice new field and a crowd that has been exposed to the World Cup in Seattle.
I think there's a chance that the front loading the road games like this and having a bunch of home games in the second part of the year, that could really benefit them if they are able to rack enough points from these road games. So that's why to already have 2 road wins in the bag. I know the RSL game was frustrating and really like that's one where it's like you really feel like you should get 1 point out of that, and then that
honestly, but that is one of our heart. I mean, we've what 12 years without a win.
Yeah, exactly. You can
a couple of draws. I mean, like it's not an easy venue, and people will argue with me. Well, why the hell do we go to Dick's Sporting Goods in Colorado? It's the same kind of altitude, same kind of issue, climate, right? And we managed to score on that, and I can't explain it other than. Like I really feel the RSL program has been better than Colorado in recent years.
They're cooking right now. RSL's young guys are really they're good. They're good, apparently. Like I've learned that to start the season. I didn't know that. Now I know.
The other thing to keep in mind, kind of, we were talking about RSL and kind of how they use their academy, how the Sounders have used their academy. I think those years from when Garth Lagerway, that legacy is going to pay dividends. It still is. We still have, we'll take a look at last year. We got guys like Cody Baker and Dayro coming up who are now solid on the team. Now we're seeing guys come up like Brunel and Lopez and solidifying their spot on the team. Like I think it really helps. It makes the front office look like geniuses, but it honestly, the system's kind of set in place to help the team. And I think they should keep that focus going too. Support your Defiance.
Timbo, we got Gianni up next, and then I think I'm going to call it a night after that. But anything else that you wanted to hit from this game before we keep it pushing?
No, I think we're good. I'm going to disagree with the previous caller's take on Georgi. I think he's had his time to shine, and we've seen guys like Paul who've had their time to shine, and there's kind of a difference right now. I love watching Georgi play. I love Georgi doing all sorts of sweet jukes on defenders, but you got to have a goal at the end of it.
You watch Paul Arriola play, and you're like, oh man, there's just like so much more polish there.
There's a lot of talent on this team. We're again, I think we're in a good. If you're a Sounders fan tonight, you should be pretty fucking happy going into this week, and we're gonna kick the shit out of the Whitecaps. Like it's gonna be a good week.
Hopefully they put on a show. The Seattle Sounders road show going to Spokane, so hopefully they put on a show. Timbo, good stuff, man. Thanks for tapping in. We'll catch you on the next one.
We'll see ya.
Take care. All right, we got Gianni up next, and then I think that's going to do it for the night. So no one else tap in. This will be the last one because coming up on 2 hours. So that's a good shift for yours truly. But we got to get Gianni in here for this one. Let's bring him to the stage right now. Gianni, what's up, man? 1-0 W at San Jose, coming off another 1-0 W in league play at St. Louis with the trio of road goals sandwiched in between at Vancouver. What did you think? How are you feeling?
my heart is still absolutely fucking pounding from that. Holy shit. Like it felt like that entire second half we were just under a gun. Like it was rough.
Yeah.
Like obviously like when you're on the road against a team like San Jose, which I think they were like one of the top teams in the West. They're
3-0-0 with like a +7. Yeah.
Yeah. They hadn't given up a goal.
No. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So we're the first team to score on this year. Awesome. But yeah, from the jump, like right off of kickoff in the second half, I just saw them like immediately running down the field towards our goal. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go.
Yeah, it was definitely like, all right, hold on to your hats, boys.
Yeah, we're gonna put all 10 in front of that net and see how long we can hold on for. And honestly, it was great that we did. I was able to tap in for a little bit while you guys had some guys on here, so I might be rehashing some points you guys already went through. But yeah, the set piece defending was great. And I do think that a lot of that comes down to Andrew Thomas is so much better commanding his box and taking the ball out of the air than Steph Fry is. He just gets to the ball and he reads the flight of it better. He is going up there and just snatching the ball out of the air before anyone heads it. A lot of what I remember Steph Fry doing is actually taking a step forward like he's going to go out for the ball and then stepping back and trying to react to whatever is going to happen next, rather than proactively either punching that ball way out of there or just snatching it out of the air and just stopping all danger in its tracks.
Andrew Thomas was in the zone tonight. Like he just looked locked in. What was going through your head when Preston Judd put that shot, looked like it's going on target, and then Tino Lopez shot out of a cannon comes through with the goal line clearance? That was one of the plays of the season, if not play of the season so far.
That was one of the best plays of the year. Like so far, I mean, like there's a lot of season left, but holy shit, that save was incredible. And I was like, same time I was worried he hurt himself doing it because like, fuck, we can't have another injured center back.
No.
But his ability to get to the ball and just redirect it back and away from goal, I thought that thing was already in the back of the net, honestly. Like I didn't even realize that it was saved until I saw everyone else like still running around trying to play. I was like, did that not go in?
How did he do it?
It was absurd. Like that was one of the best defensive plays. And it's like, he just didn't give up on it. Like you've seen center backs like stop playing because they're like, oh, that's a goal.
Yeah.
And just kind of let it go. It's like, no, he hauled ass back there and got on it. And I was like, that is exactly what you want from your young guys. Just never giving up on the play. And he saved 2 points.
Yeah, absolutely. He did you were you on for the pressers earlier? He gave
I missed it.
Oh, he gave a really good answer. They asked him, Tino, you saved the game for the team tonight with that play. Like, how does that make you feel? And he said, I didn't save the team myself. We all did it together. Like, good answer, Tino. And then I don't know.
That's a hell of an answer for a young kid.
Well, and then I don't know if you caught this, but Schmetz literally said they're signing him. He said something like they got the contract in the mail, like he's in. And he also said that he's going to campaign to Craig Weibel to sign Pete Kingston.
Yeah, I was watching the game and I didn't really kind of identify a lot of what Pete Kingston was doing. I was just kind of like loosely following the game. I was up at my parents' house, so it was a little bit of a different watch for me. But yeah, like those kids, they balled out. Specifically Tino, like he did great. I liked what I saw from Cody Baker.
Yep.
I think it's too bad that he had that goal call back. That sucked.
Don't even get me. We did like a 15-minute segment on that. I'm like, I almost crashed out after the Rothrock goal when they delayed it for an hour and a half, and then on the Cody Bakes goal, both times I was like yelling at my monitor, just like, we gotta keep this going, guys. We can't be sitting here like this. We can't be sitting here like this.
The thing is, like, they were both the most obvious calls in the world too. Like,
exactly.
There was no reason. You can literally just. Here's a pop-up. It's like, oh yeah, Albert Rusnak is 5 yards offside, doing nothing to get out of the play.
Blocking the goalkeeper. Yeah, okay, fine. It was the right call. Like, I get it. It was the right call. But but I think another caller said it. Just look at it once or twice. You can see it, and then that's it.
There's literally like, what are you waiting for? Like, it's right there. The back shot from like looking past the goalkeeper. It's like, of course he can't see the fucking ball. Like, Albert's right there, and the ball bends right around him into the bottom corner. It's like, yeah, like I don't like that is textbook getting screened by an offside player. That's like FIFA will put that up there as like this is exactly what we're talking about.
I wanted to be able to talk about how Cody Bakes was unjustly robbed of the goal. I don't really think that's what happened. It's just like the length of time, man. I think it drives me insane. It drives me insane. Like,
I think there's a lot of other things we can talk about with the referee and some of the soft ass yellows he was giving out to the Sounders, especially
knew who got
early
hosed.
on. Yeah, like that was. I mean, like definitely some of them were earned. There was a couple of grabs in there, but also I think some of their tackles could have easily been yellow cards if we're going off of what he was calling against us. I was like, Victor Rivas is not my favorite referee. I'll just put that out there. And I think that he did not a great job, but he did a job.
Yeah, it wasn't the I think a lot of the issue I have right now is with the VAR, like more than the center ref.
Yeah.
There was quibbles with the center ref tonight, but it was the VAR sequences that just might turn me into the Joker if I have to keep watching this. Like, it's so bad. And then it adds so much stoppage time, which gets me even more tilted.
Yeah.
It's just,
What
they
was
got
it?
it.
8 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
8 minutes of stoppage time. That's absurd.
Every
What
game
are we
this
doing?
season, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
that'll be 17 minutes. Like, dude, why is that? Is it because you stopped the game looking at a replay for reasons to disallow every single goal? Like, it's at the point where every time either team scores, or like after Seattle scores, I'm not like celebratory or like feeling energetic at all. I'm just like, okay, what are they gonna find? What are they gonna find?
Well, and the other, it's when the referee goes to the camera, and also how long is it taking for these VAR officials to get in the ear of the ref and tell him to go look at it?
Yeah, why does that take so long? What is he like?
Holy shit! Like, we're waiting up there for like minutes as they're all standing around to take the restart, and the ref is just like, "Oh, sorry, no, hold up."
They got to check the headset always. Like, I'm pretty sure they're not talking to anyone. That's just for show. Like,
I've listened to some of the pro stuff that they put out of like what's actually happening, and the guys in the VAR booth are just saying delay, and so he's like, oh yeah, no, we're checking.
Oh my god,
it's just the most infuriating thing to see what's happening behind the scenes. It's like, we're looking for clear and obvious errors to fix. We're not going out there to re-officiate this game.
Exactly,
and I think that they are starting to get these 2 points mixed up. And they're using VAR. Yeah.
We've lost the plot.
It's one thing to get the very obvious calls corrected. It's another thing entirely if you're going to go back through and letter of the law, like fucking rules lawyer, every little frame of the game. Because if you're doing that, the game's gone. Like, what's the fucking point?
It's actually gone.
Yeah, like some of the shit is subjective. And you don't need to be going out there and trying to get the subjective calls one way or another. Like, if it's clearly wrong, fix it. Everything else, like, if it's close enough, if it's not like very cut and dry, just fucking leave it.
Maybe the issue is that like it's hard psychologically to wrap your mind on letting a call stand when you look at it and you're like, well, I think that he's off there. Like, I don't know, like but like if you start thinking like, oh well, I think he is, but I don't know, like it must just be some hurdle where you're like, well, I think he's off there, so I have to change it. When in reality, it's like there are going to be calls where you might think that it should have been called off on the field, but that you have to leave because you like can't really tell. And that must be hard to do because I feel like every time they're in these gray area situations, they just swap the call. And that's literally like the opposite of how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Polar
So
opposites.
it's interesting because it used to be you would see VAR officials getting overturned by the center ref pretty regularly. And like these were when the calls were like seemed pretty cut and dry. And the center ref would be like, no, I think my call's right. It seems like we've overcorrected at this point.
Yeah.
Now the VAR is, I'm not sure if this is like something that has come down from pro. Like, hey, if the VAR is getting in your ear, you really need to give them the respect for this. Because for some stuff, yes. But for these subjective calls, if you didn't make a very clear and obvious error, and the VAR official is saying, I think, and I believe, and this kind of stuff, Not saying right here there was a foul and you missed it. Like, we are not in here to have I think and I believe take over, because then it's just another subjective call.
We don't need a seminar.
No, absolutely not. And it seems like we've been getting one like fairly regularly, and they really need to do something to address this, because we are not doing offsides like the Premier League is, where they're getting it down to like 1/8 of an inch and seeing like, oh, you see right here, he's offside by his elbow. He's offside by his like pinky toe. He didn't clip his toenails today. He's offside by a toenail.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing that. And so if we're going to be operating under the rules the way they're currently set up for us, we need to be doing better.
Yeah. Cody Bakes and Danny Leva robbed by the oligarchs.
Both robbed. Holy shit. I
disgusting.
got into a fight with Andrew Ruiby over the Danny Leva one.
I think a lot of Seattle fans.
Yeah.
That was a great day on Twitter back then.
It was really great for his engagement on YouTube.
Yeah. Gianni, I want your thoughts on a couple of guys we were shouting out here. I think we kind of did Tino Lopez, didn't we?
Yeah.
What do you think of Petkovic so far? Because I feel like I like what I'm seeing a lot more than I expected to, but I also want to be measured about it, because I feel like the whole signing just kind of felt like the odds of it hitting to anything super hot were not that high. He went to he put Planet Crown Legacy in MLS Next Pro. They spent all this money on him and they still couldn't break him in. So I'm like, all right, there's got to be some reason like why it didn't pop there. So I want to keep my expectations in check. But the first cameo that he had, and then also in the St. Louis game, and then I thought his whole shift tonight was actively good. Like,
no, I thought he was actually good. Yeah. Like, it's the first time I've really seen like an extended run out from him, aside from those couple of cameos, where it's hard to get into a game as a sub. I mean, fuck. How did Albert do when he came on as a sub?
Not well.
Not well. And it's hard to find the flow of the game, because you also don't necessarily, you're watching the game, but once you're out on the field, it feels completely different. And so if you don't already have an understanding of like how San Jose is playing, what it looks like, what it feels like to be under that kind of pressure, it changes the way you play. And so Petkovic getting a full 90 today, I thought he looked really good. I mean, he's probably not the best defensive player, but his passing was great.
Yeah, his passing was great, and he was more willing defensively than what I kind of was expecting was a guy who can hit some nice passes, but just like doesn't give a shit about pressing or defense. That's sort of what I was picturing. And then I'm like, how is a guy like that going to fit on a Brian Schmetzer team? Like, I don't know about that. So that was another thing I was questioning. But he was like, he got a yellow card at one point, and I was like, oh, I actually kind of like to see that. That's
I mean, the yellow card was, he just kind of grabbed the guy's jersey a little bit.
It was a tactical foul, but he was getting in there. He was like,
he was trying. Like, I mean, like, he was making
trying.
the effort, and that's what you don't see from some of these like offensive minded players sometimes, where it's like, they're not running back, they're kind of half-assing their tackles. So I thought from that perspective, he actually looked pretty good. Jesus Ferreira in transition is funny, because he's capable of making these really cerebral passes. But then when he's running out of back line in space, you just see kind of people catching up to him when he's on the ball. And specifically in that one where he probably should have hit that pass a little bit sooner.
Which play?
It was I forget who was running in front of him. It was like this massive breakout where Jesus is running down the right-hand side, and he's got all this space in front of him. And I think he was trying to put it in, was it to Georgi? Either way, like he's running forward, and he gets on the ball, and you can see him like kind of try and take off. And he just starts the defense starts to catch up to him, and the defender is kind of between him and the runner, and he tries to I think he tries to whip the ball in around behind him, and it just immediately goes straight to the defender and just kills the move. It's like in those moments, that's where I would actually love to have an actual winger. because
like De La Vega in those situations is
De La Vega in that situation is actually going to run directly at that defender and put him under pressure and either make him make a choice between, are you going to stay with that runner? Or are you going to come at me? If you come at me, I might beat you. If you stay with that runner, I'm just going to run straight to goal. And so there were a couple of I think that was really the only negative thing I could say about Jesus, because I think he had a pretty good game overall. He plays that ball through to Paul Rothrock that thank God Georgi didn't touch, because I was just
oh my God.
Oh, fuck. Well, here's the other thing. If that
shout out to Georgi. Shout out
to Georgi for being aware that he was somehow 10 yards offside.
He did it 3 more times in this game where it's dude.
Not the best Georgi game. Not the best Georgi game, but
he made the right play on that play.
He absolutely did make the right play on there, which is to not be in the play.
Yeah.
I think he probably could have still gotten caught if the defender stops for a half second and kind of looks over at Georgi, because then it kind of influences the defender's play. Thank God he also wasn't heads up enough for that, and Paul just absolutely scorched that thing past the goalkeeper there.
Yeah,
post goal. That was great.
Yeah, no, I mean, where would this team be if they hadn't paid Paul Rothrock? Honestly, right now, I shudder.
I don't know, because it's all Paul's. It's only Paul's right now.
Yeah, if you didn't have the Pauls on this team, this team's not winning 4 out of 5 all comps to start the season. There's no shot.
Definitely not.
Did we talk Andrew Thomas already? My shout outs were Cody Baker, Tino Lopez, Andrew Thomas, Jesus Ferreira, Nikola Petkovic. I think Jackson Ragen is one that I forgot. He was just a monster crushing.
Jackson Ragen is he needs to be called up to the USMNT. And I know Schmetzer has said hey, yeah, he should probably be getting a look. And I'm wondering if part of it is just the people at USMNT just still being petty over the Sounders not letting him go.
I think there's actual beef there, and it would be very in character for U.S. Soccer to be passing up a potentially player that would level up their player pool for some kind of petty beef with one of the clubs.
Maybe if he just goes out and signs a short-term loan with some European club, then all the bots will start hounding USMNT to actually get.
But Pochettino is anti-bot. Did you know that?
He is anti-bot, so maybe that would just actually work against him.
He's actually a lot of the times when he's talking about these things, I find myself being wow, that's what I would say about that.
Yeah,
when he called Christian Roldan the perfect player, I was I mean, yeah, but you're not supposed to say that.
You're not supposed to like our players. What's wrong with you?
You're U.S. Soccer affiliated. You're supposed to. What is going on here? It kind of broke my brain when you said that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only other shout out that I have was I thought Osaze looked good when he came on.
Okay, what do you like about what he's doing? Because we've been doing this whole Osaze Moose debate, and I feel like I keep just flipping back and forth on it. And that I was on the Moose looks way more likely to score train, so maybe you should just do that. But then this game, not a great Moose game. And Osaze has been he's been doing a lot of stuff that's helping the team. I don't think it's cope to say that. He is.
No, it's not. It's not cope at all. Actually, I think Osaze has made us more goal dangerous than Moose has. And the times when Moose has looked good, it's when he is really good at finding these scoring positions. But he's only good at working for himself. He's not good at working for the team. So he's looking to get into a position where he could potentially score from. But if the ball isn't getting to him, he's not offering anything else, right? His hold-up play is not as good as Osaze's. He's not going to do some of the off-ball running that you need from that position sometimes. And so what I like about Osaze's game is you'll often see him check from that 9 position to the outside. And what happens is that forces that center back to draw with him a little bit. And he's actually made I know he has got a secondary assist off of one of these. He checks to that outside wing, receives the ball, and flicks someone through. Yeah. And it leads to a break in their defensive structure, because then you've got this guy screaming from the midfield up into that now vacated space that allows for pressure directly into the defensive third and usually a cutback. And we've scored off of that.
Yeah, he got a secondary assist against Colorado off that exact.
Yeah, and I think he did. I can't remember now if he was on the field. I can't remember if he did that in Vancouver or not. I know he's done that twice now, and it's created very, very goal dangerous opportunities.
Yes, he was the one who sprung KKR on.
Okay, So this is a like common move that he's making that is really allowing us to transition through their defense. And when Moose is up there, he's just standing by the CBs. He's not making that run to create space in their defense. And he's not making himself more available for the ball. He's not bringing other players into the play. And so if you have someone who's just kind of standing up there waiting to poach a goal, if we're having a hard time transitioning through their team, that opportunity is never going to come. And you saw that again tonight. If he's not getting the ball passed to him in the box, he is not helping the team.
Yeah, I think I agree. And I think I understand why they've been riding with Osaze. They just signed them both to a contract extension.
Yeah.
But I think Moose, the skill that Moose does have is incredibly valuable, especially for what he's getting paid. Okay, the value they got off of that last year was honestly incredible. And I think to have a guy that is as good as he is at getting into those spots and being so reliable and efficient as far as how often he's actually finding the net, there's definitely a role for that on this team. But as far as how the offense is functioning and running, I think it looks a lot better with Osaze. And I just think he's more dynamic and well-rounded in ways that help the whole offense as opposed to, like you said, scoring for himself. So I do think Schmetz said before the game, they need to get him going. And he does need to be scoring. He needs to be scoring enough to increase the value, I guess, of all the other stuff that he's doing. You can't have a 9 who's doing all that stuff and then just never scoring. But we know he can score. He was scoring in the Leagues Cup last year. So I think if I'm okay with them staying committed to this. I am. I know some people are kind of not feeling it right now because he hasn't scored yet. But I think that I see what they're getting at. I see the stuff that he's doing off the ball and as part of the whole attack. And I think he will start scoring. And I think there is the upside that they are seeing if he hits that. I think I see it, and I think it's there.
Absolutely. It's definitely there. And I think he has never really had a large run out as the striker for this team. He's come on in a lot of substitute appearances. And so maybe he wasn't as scouted as much by other teams. But other teams now knowing that he is one of our starters, he might have been scouted out a little bit. And so he's going through some of the growing pains of what it is to be a starter. You're not always going to come on and be running against tired legs. And that is part of it. If you have someone come on and they're fresh, a little bit going against what I said, but if you can find the flow of the game, you can get into the rhythm of the game, you can take advantage of those guys being tired. And so I think it's a little bit learning where his positioning is when it comes to being goal dangerous. And he's had opportunities. He's going to be getting more of those opportunities too. And I think once he has a bit more time to mesh with Paul Arriola, who he has never really gotten to play with because he was out injured all of last year, I think those opportunities are going to come, and I think he's going to start being able to take advantage of them.
Hopefully, and we'll probably find out on Wednesday in Spokane, which that's real. That's coming up. Are you making the trip, or are you?
I wish I could, but I can't. I'm going to be watching from home.
I guess as Tribe pointed out, the tickets sold out in less than 5 minutes, so it was a hard one to get to.
Yeah, it's it's a weeknight game, which I already struggled to get into. So. And then it's over in Spokane. So it's not only is it a weeknight game, it's a 5-hour drive on top of it.
It's not particularly.
No, it's not conducive to someone who has to be at work on Thursday going to the game.
All right. Well, Gianni, thanks for calling in. As always, great stuff, man. I'm going to call it a night, but we'll talk to you. Tap in for the next one after this CCC series is over.
Yeah, I'll try and tap in if you guys can get on before midnight. Hopefully we have a spot to do our show this time, so we don't have to do it
in the car. I think we should be able to not have as much of a delay on this one, but I don't want to speak too soon, guys. CONCACAF,
No, absolutely.
you never know what can happen.
You know what? The car show was fire though. That was
exactly
that was some good audio and good video.
It worked out for the best, I think. So get wrecked, CONCACAF, because you tried to stop our content, and it actually turned out even better. But it was more of a delay to get started than we typically.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I kind of figured. I was like, something's got to be going on. These guys would have been on by now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we weren't sure where we were going to do it, and then finally we were just like, all right, we're just going to do it in the car. So
yeah,
maybe we'll invest in a car setup. Who knows? But all right, man, we'll catch you next time. Take care.
All right, see you later, man.
All right, that's going to do it for the post-game live for Matchday 5. Thank you all, as always, so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. I mean, I'm going to be back at it in about 12 hours time with Nico for kickoff. We'll be talking about this game a little more, and then we'll be previewing leg 2 in Spokane against Vancouver Whitecaps. 3-0 aggregate lead for Seattle going into that one. 3 road goals in the bag. So trip to the quarterfinals is quarterfinals. Right there for him. I was thinking about this, because I think we were all feeling ourselves after the Vancouver game. I know I watched the car show back and I was like, damn, I was pretty lit. And we were kind of almost talking about it as if the quarterfinals were already in the bag. And then I was watching the Vancouver Whitecaps today, and I don't know if you guys realize this, if you guys were watching the other games going on today, but they beat Minnesota United 6-0 in their game. So any notion of like we're going to be able to do like it didn't count narrative about the Whitecaps later, 6-0. I know Minnesota's struggling. We don't like them, but if you 6-0 anybody in MLS, I think they were pissed off about how leg 1 against Seattle went, all of which is to say, series isn't over. You have a very commanding advantage, but the reality is they're going to come out going gangbusters. Like, they can't sit back at all. So they're going to be throwing everything forward, and that could create opportunities for Seattle, but also it's very possible that they score first in this game. And if that happens, you're in a situation where one more goal for them without you scoring, all of a sudden the aggregate is 1 goal away from being tied. So I think it's important to not be complacent. You got to be professional about this. You just don't let anything stupid happen. Don't, if you get 1 goal, in this game, you're probably good. Not guaranteed. Anything could happen. But if you score 1 goal, especially if you score first, it's probably a wrap, realistically. At that point, there's just not enough time for them to score the amount of goals that they need to. So just don't go. You can't go into it thinking you've already got it wrapped. And I don't think this team will do that. I think Schmetz and a lot of these guys been around long enough for at least the mentality and the approach and the tactics to be right. And see this thing out, because here's the other thing. FC Cincinnati was playing New England today. What happened to them? They got 6-1. 2 different MLS teams scored 6 goals tonight. Okay. FC Cincinnati is 3-0 up on Tigres in their CCC series, the winner of which will play Seattle or Vancouver in the next round. So I don't think FC Cincinnati getting 6-1s means a heck of a lot, but it is an example of the type of stuff that can happen to you in CCC, where when you're rotating, a lot of teams, when they're rotating, that's what happens. This was what happened to Inter Miami last year when they were juggling CCC and they played at Cincinnati and they got like 7-1. We've seen this stuff happen to Seattle. What Seattle did tonight is, honestly, that's not how a CCC rotated squad usually performs. It's like really not. That's pretty impressive, to be honest. Because look what happened to Cincy. Cincy has a roster that I would put theoretically roughly on par with Seattle. They got 6-1. I don't know. They probably rotated a lot, but I saw Evander out there in that game. So any series against FC Cincinnati and CCC, you're going to have an experience advantage at the very least. So you just gotta make sure some dumb shit doesn't happen in Spokane. And if you can do that, the CCC run keeps going. Got a couple of road wins in the bag in league play, so you're looking pretty good. You just have to make sure nothing crazy happens in this game. Keep it pushing. All right, I'm gonna get out of here on that. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for kickoff, and we'll be covering CCC throughout the week. Going to the game on Wednesday, so gonna be good stuff. Lock in for all the content, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Love y'all. Peace.